What's up, Blue Hawk fans? Welcome back to another Hawk Talk Game Day. I am your Hawk Talk Game Day host, Christopher Kistler. I'm joined by fellow Hawk Talk host,
Cheyenne Jacobs.
And today we are joined by two very special guests who both I played with and are very, very great players here for the Hawks. If you guys would just go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dawson McLaughlin. I played safety for the Blue Hawks for 4 years. Got to coach on staff with DSU last year and current head coach at Dickinson High School for the Mavericks.
My name's Cooper McLaughlin from Sydney. I'm Dawson's brother, obviously. I'm an assistant coach for the Mavericks, and I played cornerback for DSU.
Very nice.
Yeah. So the last time we saw you guys on Hawk Talk, on Game Day Hawk Talk, the Blue Hawks were taking on Valley City, where we won on a Thursday night, 30-15. Jack Hartman was named the Frontier Defensive Player of the Week, and we had 2 interceptions and took 1 back for a defensive touchdown. The Hawks had a bye week after that and then took on Montana State University Northern and Havre, and the Hawks beat them going 33-16, which brings them to an undefeated 2-0 record and a overall number 11 ranking in the NAIA.
So now that we got, talking about the Blue Hawks or whatever, we want to know more about you guys. So can you guys kind of tell us what first drew you to football and then kind of your journey here to Dickinson State?
Yeah, I remember playing football from about as long as I can remember. Flag football, being a little grade schooler, up into tackle football, 5th and 6th grade, and then throughout there, just high school football. I spent some time at the University of Montana for a couple of years and transferred over to DSU after 2 years, and Coach Stanton shot me a text right before I transferred asking if I'd want to play football, and it was a no-brainer for me. So the rest is kind of history. I got to play under Stanton and his staff and wouldn't trade it for the world. So,
what drew me to football, I guess, my dad coached 5th and 6th grade football that I played in, and what drew me to playing at Dickinson was this guy right here. He was a special teams guy his first year, but I knew I wanted to play with him, and yeah, I originally was going to play basketball as well, but I just ended up sticking with football. So.
Yeah, so growing up, did you guys always dream of playing college football together?
I think growing up, maybe not college football, I always thought he was going to be a basketball player. I will admit now, embarrassingly, he is a better basketball player than me.
And a better golfer.
Yeah, and a better golfer, right? But college ball, I didn't really see it at first, but it was super cool to get to play high school ball with him. And he was just a little freshman playing varsity basketball with us when I was a senior, and that was a really cool experience to get. And it really only got better when we got to play college football together. So it wasn't something that I ever really thought about happening, but it's something I definitely wouldn't trade for the world. So.
Yeah, I would have pretty much the same answer. In high school, I really had no dreams of playing together because I was a freshman, he was a senior. Freshmen don't really touch the field that much, so when I signed with DSU, I knew that dream kind of sparked to life, and I was excited to step on the field with him. So.
Yeah, so, all your time at DSU, lots of big plays, you dropping interceptions, you making interceptions. What was, kind of your overall favorite memory at DSU, whether that's football-related, hanging out with your friends, anything like that?
I think some of the memories that you make with the guys on the team, outside of the football field, in the locker room, on the bus trips, at team dinners, it's really hard to trade that, and that's a hard experience to kind of mimic in any other situation. So those guys that you play with, that you grow up with, we're brothers. We all bleed blue. We're all Blue Hawks at the end of the day. Those will always be my favorite. As far as my favorite with Coop, we were playing Waldorf at home. I think it was my junior year, and we put in a cheetah package. Coach Sear put it together where it's almost a nickel or dime type of package where we bring some extra defensive backs in. And Coop and I got to play on the same side of the ball pretty much that whole game, and got to watch him make some plays and come up and make some tackles. And that was really cool, kind of a proud big brother moment. And a little bit jealous because he was the one making plays, not me, but I was proud of him and I was happy for him nonetheless. So,
I think my favorite memory is just winning, five conference titles in a row.
Undefeated conference play.
Yeah, 2 of them with my brother here. So I'd say probably that. Other than the fact that I met some of my best friends in college. So.
Yeah, and so you guys have already, kind of touched on that, playing on the same side of the ball and playing together. But like, have you guys have a favorite moment or game that kind of stands out as your standout moment?
Yeah, I think that Waldorf game kind of comes back to me first, and then getting to coach him last year is one of those things too where, admittedly now that I'm not coaching him anymore and I'm actually coaching with him, there were times where probably I was a little too hard on him, expected a little too much of him. I mean, he was my brother at the end of the day, but getting to play with him, getting to coach him is something that, is really unique and sometimes really hard to remember. He's a player for you. He's not your little brother all the time, but that kind of stuff sticks out to me, and getting to watch him grow as an athlete and as a person was really cool too. So,
for me, I think my favorite game I ever played in was when we beat Tech in Tech for that playoff game a couple years ago. That was, to put it in easy words, it was electric. It was awesome. Their environment was great, and us going down there and kicking some butt was great. So.
And then, being brothers on the team, of course, was there ever any like sibling rivalry while playing, or did being brothers, make you really just better teammates?
Yeah, I think anytime there was a chance for us to go against each other, there was no question that there was chirping involved, for lack of a better word. I always try to get the best out of him and sometimes push the line a little too far. But at the same time, he knew how to push my buttons and get me going too. So it's one of those things that I think at the end of the day, we both understood that it was all in good intention and with the same goal in mind, to be better athletes and be better, get wins in the win column. So, I think at the end of the day, we always kind of put it aside. Remember, we were brothers. Sometimes it carried over into home. We maybe wouldn't talk to each other over dinner or something, or maybe we'd make dinner just for us and you wouldn't get any or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we really pushed each other, and it started when we were young, out in the driveway playing hoops. I remember a few times I'd get him all amped up. He'd go in the house upset, or there's times on the football field where he'd tick me off so bad that I'd just kind of see red and look out for him. So at the end of the day, we did make each other better, and those are kind of memories that I'll remember forever. So.
Yeah, just to build off what he said, he just made me the best player I could be. I looked up to him. I've looked up to him my whole life. So having him, especially on the college aspect, kind of showed me the way of how to be a good student, how to be a better athlete. So.
Yeah, and growing up, Chris and I both had siblings, so we know like the friendly competition. I got a twin sister. I'm always competing with her. So, who was the more competitive of the two?
I think in general, I'll hand up. I think I'm the most competitive out of us two, out of maybe all three of. I got an older brother too. We got an older brother, so I maybe take everything a little bit too serious sometimes. But it depends what we're talking. In golf, I'd say he's probably more competitive because he's better. Golf to me is a little bit more having fun right now because I'm not very good. But outside of that, growing up, I think I definitely was maybe the one that took everything a little too serious, took it up a notch, and was maybe a little bit more competitive. But
yeah, I would agree with Dawson. I think he is more competitive. Like when he mentioned playing basketball in the driveway and I was going inside upset, I think he meant I was going inside crying because he refused to lose, and if he was losing, he was going to make you pay for it. But like he said, when it comes to golf, which is my passion now, I am way more competitive because to be competitive at something, you have to be good at it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's more competitive, I'd say.
So you guys mentioned, bleeding blue, of course, being part of the Blue Hawk football team. What does it, mean to be a part of this legendary season? The 100-year football celebration, all that. What does it really mean to you?
Yeah, I think it just speaks to the history that Blue Hawk football is. I think everyone that's been a part of the program or has had a part of the program really understands that, you truly are a part of a family. Coach Sear says it. Dickinson State is big-time football with small-town atmosphere. So that kind of stuff sticks with you. And like I said, those bonds you make with your teammates, it's stuff that, really you can't mimic anywhere else. So it's really special, and we got a great staff here. We got great players. I'm excited to watch them. It is only my second year being able to go to the tailgates, so all of this is still pretty new to me, but it's a lot of fun, and we got a great community support, and we're excited to cheer the Blue Hawks on today. So
I don't have much more to add to that other than I just think it's so cool when you, after a hot game, you go to the bar or even at the tailgate, you see a bunch of guys who come here from everywhere who have played. So it's just a special thing that we have so much support from all the alumni and all the past athletes. So it's special, yeah.
Yeah, definitely this special season, and it's special that you guys get to kind of coach together either at Dickinson High and then here. But let's move on to predictions for this week. So MSU Northern is 0-3, who we crushed last week, and they're taking on College of Idaho, who is 2-0, and I'm going to take College of Idaho on this one.
Yeah, I think that's a safe pick. I think College of Idaho has been a dominant program in the Frontier for a long time. I think I'm making the safe pick with this one. I'm going with College of Idaho as well.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to agree. College of Idaho, all the way.
We'll make it a sweep. College of Idaho as well. Next game, we'll see how this game turns out. I know some of us are hoping for a different outcome than what we're expecting. But Montana Western against Rocky. Montana Western's 1-1, and Rocky's 0-2 now. I'm hoping Rocky wins. I'm picking Rocky.
I'm going to take the logical choice, and I'm going to say Western.
I don't like either of them, so I hope they both lose or end in a tie, but we know that's not going to happen. If it's in Rocky, I think Rocky's got a chance. I think Western's down a little bit this year, but they're both well-coached teams, and I think the logical pick's Western, but I think I'm with you, Chris. I think I'm going to go Rocky and cheer on the Badland Bears today.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement there, too. I think we're going to go Rocky on this one. Next one is Valley, who we beat our first week, who is 1-1, and then Eastern Oregon, who is 1-1. I'm gonna go Valley on this one.
Yeah, Valley kind of surprised me when they came down here for that Thursday night game. They got a good quarterback. He plays well, and their defense looks solid. So this could be an interesting one. I mean, if it's in Oregon, I guess we'll see how Valley travels. That's not an easy trip, but if it's in Valley, same thing for Eastern Oregon. But I will never, ever pick Valley City for anything, so I'm going Eastern Oregon.
See, I'm on the contrary. I think if Valley wins this game, it's just going to help our standings because we kicked the crap out of Valley. So I'm picking Valley.
You'll never see me pick Valley. Eastern Oregon by 1,000,000.
Okay. Next game is Montana Tech, who is ranked number 7 in the nation with a 3-0 record, versus Southern Oregon, who is 1-1. I really don't like Montana Tech, so I'm going to take Southern Oregon.
Yeah, the saying's a little too inappropriate to say on live, so I'm not going to say it with Tech. But I'm going Southern Oregon. I cannot stand Tech, Montana Tech, what they're for. When we went down there and beat them in the playoffs 2 years ago, that was one of the happiest moments of my life, getting to see all those fans from Butte, America, whining and crying about the game after. Brought me pure joy, so I'm hoping Southern Oregon beats Tech today.
I agree, but like I said, I'm a logical man, and I'm going to pick the logical choice. I'm going to pick Montana Tech.
You're crazy. Southern Oregon by 1,000,000. Oregon schools get the sweep this weekend.
All right, and then the final game of the Frontier is obviously our game, Dickinson State, who is 2-0, ranked number 11 in the nation, versus number 25, Carroll, who is 1-1. And on this one, we'll go scores. So I'm going to obviously pick the Blue Hawks. I'm going to go 26-21.
I think it's going to be a little high scoring, a little more high scoring than people think. I think I'm going to take us 35-21.
I'm going to take the Blue Hawks, of course, and I think it's going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be 17-10, Blue Hawks coming out with the dub.
I agree with Cooper on this one. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Of course, the Hawks are going to get the win. I think it's going to be 14-7 Hawks.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on to Hawk Talk. I know you guys get to enjoy the tailgate now, so we hope you have fun there. Make sure to join us next time on Hawk Talk. Well, we will be here in 3 weeks on October 11th for our homecoming game, which we are celebrating 100 years of football against Dakota State, and we are going to take down the lesser DSU. So enjoy the game, and as always, Hawks are up.
Hawks are up. Thanks,
Hawks
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, it's come down to nothing.
Let's go! where today's officials and team captains will conduct the coin toss. Also, please welcome to the field today's Dickinson State University Heritage Foundation honorary captains, Michelle Hardy and Kayla Kleinjen. Joining the honorary captains on the field are President Scott Molander of Dickinson State and Co-President Bishop Austin Vetter of Carroll College. Bishop Vetter is the Bishop of the Helena Catholic Diocese. He was the pastor of St. Patrick's Parish in Dickinson from 1999 to 2008. Please welcome President Molander and Bishop Vetter. Michelle Hardy, a proud Blue Hawk from the class of 1988. Michelle earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Dickinson State University before continuing her education at the University of North Dakota, where she received her nurse practitioner degree. A native of Beach, North Dakota, Michelle has dedicated her career to serving her hometown community. Since 1992, she has cared for patients as a family nurse practitioner at CHI St. Alexius Health's Rural Health Clinic in Beach. She is board certified by the American Nurses Credentialing Center and is recognized as a compassionate caregiver and community superhero. In 2008, Michelle was inducted into the Dickinson State University Hall of Fame as an alumni fellow, a testament to her professional excellence and a lifelong commitment to healthcare. Kayla Kleinjen, a Dickinson State University alumna from the class of 2005. Kayla earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from DSU before completing her Master of Science in Nursing at the University of Mary. For more than 20 years, Kayla has dedicated her career to serving patients and strengthening healthcare in rural North Dakota. She has also held several leadership roles at CHI St. Alexius Health, including Director of
Thank you,
Acute
Christian
Care
Stern. We're
Services.
just about ready to get rolling here on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Low 70s. Just, boy, I don't even know if you can call it a breeze out there. The flag barely moving, I guess about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Big ceremonies going on the field, Jim. Old Carroll and Dickinson State getting together again, and this series goes way, way back. And again, Dickinson State and Carroll meeting for the 25th time. And I think if my memory is right, I think Dickinson State has won 6, Carroll has won 18, and they're meeting again today. And they've had some great rivals in the playoffs in the past, and today a regular season game, a non-divisional game, but a regular season game.
Well, it goes all the way back to 1986 was the first time these two teams played, and it was an icy Whitney Stadium in the first round of the playoffs. And then the next year, the Hawks went out to Carroll College and lost in the playoffs in overtime. So this has been, I don't know if it's a rivalry, but it's two teams that have played some outstanding football against each other. I believe first time the Hawks have played Carroll College with Pete Stanton as the head coach, but Dickinson State's always had problems with the Fighting Saints. They've had a great program going for the last 40-45 years. They've won a handful of national championships, and it's a team right now that, well, you look at their starting lineup, there's a lot of redshirt sophomores, redshirt freshmen, so it's a young and upcoming team, and come in at 1-1, but they're lost to a very good Montana Tech team, defeating MSU Northern in their season opener, but a team that's averaging just shy of 20 points, giving up 15 points per ball game, and it's going to be a situation where Dickinson State's going to have to get that running game going, something that they haven't had a lot of in the first two games. They've had some stretches where they've run the football really well, and there's been some stretches where they haven't run the football very well, and of course, last week, missing a couple of running backs to get Ty Dossinger back. Hopefully this week is one of the backup running backs behind Caleb Rist, but it'll be interesting to see what the Hawks can do offensively this afternoon against a good defensive team from Carroll College.
All right, the ceremony. I'm pretty proud. My daughter out there, she's the honorary captain for this game, representing CHI, Kayla Kleinjen, and I didn't see who won the coin toss. The Bishop Vetter, who is speaking at the Trinity Gala tonight, is here. He's a diocese bishop for Helena, Montana, so visiting with their coaching staff. He had breakfast this morning with the Fighting Saints, and Scott Molander out there. And I think we're about ready to go here as the Saints and the Blue Hawks getting set to do battle for the first time since, I believe, 2013, if my memory serves me correct. So we're about ready to rock and roll here at the back. Dickinson State heading out. Let's see if we're going to have Ty Nelson out there, number 7. Yeah, well, we got a new man kicking off. That will be number 71, the freshman. And Pete did mention in the pregame show that he might. Quinn Kaplan, kicker, a 5'7", 180-pound kicker, a freshman out of Wyoming. So he will do the kickoffs and probably maybe will do the PATs and also do the field goal attempts. And then Ty Nelson will handle the punting. So Carroll College sending their man deep to receive. Back deep for the Saints will be the Sullivan and Triplett. They'll be the deep men for the Fighting Saints. And also dropping back deep to receive will be Jeske for Carroll College. It's a high end-over-end kick down to the 2-yard line. Will be fielded there by the deep man and turning the corner upfield, breaking a tackle at the 25 out to about the 31-yard line. About a return of about 30 yards. Nice job that time on the coverage. Good return. And returning the football that time was Jeske. So Carroll will go to work. We'll see the University of Montana transfer. Caden Hewitt, the junior, 6'3", 220 at quarterback. And Pete compared him to the young man from Valley City. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. And he's a pretty talented young man transferring in for Carroll College. In the backfield, we'll have Menert in the backfield. He's coming off an injury, played a bit last week. Missed the first game of the season against Northern, and he's back in there. They'll go shotgun formation. Twins near side, solo right side. They go out in the flat. Little swing pass out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. That'll be a pickup from the 33 near the 38, and that's going to be hauled in that time on the near sideline by Vanderacre. So it'll be a first down or second down situation, and about 5 to go for Carroll. Just a little swing out on the reception and a second down, and we'll call it 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line. Nope, let's make it the 38-yard line of Dickinson State. So second down and 5. Again, they put the man in motion, slot from left to right. They'll go twin step that way, dropping back, rolling to his left, looking downfield. They cover up over there. The ball bobbled. It's going to be hauled in and run out of bounds. That time for Carroll College is looks like the tight end. And nope, that was a running back, Menert, the running back out of the backfield. And that'll be another short gain out to about the 41. So that is a pickup of about 3 on the reception. So again, it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for Carroll. And the ball spotted at the 42-yard line of Carroll College. So 3rd down, let's call it a long 1, short 2, whatever you want to make of it. They have to get just across the 43 and the chain just behind the 42. So a little bit under a yard to go for the Saints. Coming out wide near side will be Lincoln Holmes, a wide receiver. Also dropping out wide for the Saints, and in motion Osha. And they'll put the man in motion. They're just going to run straight ahead, and he's got enough for first down yardage, just a little quarterback draw. And he'll go from the 42 out to about the 47-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5 for Hewitt on the play. And Pete alluded to, very similar to what Dickinson State does, Carroll College does also, and it kind of looked like that a little bit. A pickup of 5, first down Carroll.
And Carroll had both running backs in the backfield that time, Menert and Ford. Ford went in motion to the right side of the formation, and Hewitt just took the snap and followed Menert off the left side and got about 3 for the first down.
Well, first down and 10 for the Saints. They are at the 47-yard line, their own 47-yard line. Man in motion. White shirts, purple pants for the Saints, all blue for Dickinson State. There's Menard on the carry to the left side. He's got about 3 from the 47 to midfield, and they'll push it across to the 49. So let's give him a pickup on the play for Menard of 4 yards, and it'll bring up a second down and 6 for Carroll at the DSU 49-yard line.
Well, it looked like Dickinson State was going to do a good job of stringing that out, but Menard able to find a little bit of a crease to get upfield and got a good gain on first down, brings up a second down and 6 for the Fighting Saints.
Well, let's look at that front. Dickinson State's going to go 4 down linemen. They'll bring the secondary up a bit, 3 linebackers. Again, a long count this time by Hewitt. He drops back, looks out in the flat. He's got a receiver out there trying to break a tackle, but first down yardage, and coming up to make the hit Mendenwall, but not before. The reception is good and hauled in by the Saints, and that's Vandenacre, and it'll be a pickup of 7 on the pass completion. 3 of 3 now for Hewitt for 10 yards, second first down for the Saints, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Dickinson State.
Vandenacre just pushed the defensive back downfield, Mendenwald, and then did a little curl pattern and got wide open and got the catch in the first down for the Saints as they're in Blue Hawk territory at the 41.
They'll stack the receivers, twin right, twin left. There's the hash mark right side. They go with a little delay to the outside. Not able to get it. Good open field tackle. There's Gillick, the senior Gillick, making a great play. Nathaniel Gillick. It'll be a loss of a yard on the play that time. On the carry for Carroll College was Ford. and he will be dropped for a loss of 1 on the play.
Well, it was supposed to go off tackle, and Ford bounced it out to the left side. He had a lot of room. If Jillick doesn't make that tackle, it's a big gainer, but Nathaniel Jillick, the all-conference performer from a year ago, made a nice open field tackle and gives it a 2nd down and 11 for the Fighting Saints.
7th play of the drive for the Saints. No score here early on. Back to pass. All kinds of pressure. Scrambling, looking. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Maybe picked up a yard. Good pressure that time for Dickinson State. And again, they came up, and was that Jillick again coming up and making the play? Nope. Yeah, it was number 33 for Dickinson State, Brody Jenness, and a good play and a gain of 1 on the play for Hewitt.
Well, Dylan Dahlgren and Wyatt Anderson put the initial pressure on and forced Hewitt out of the pocket, and Hewitt took off and got as much as he possibly could, but still a 3rd down and long for the Saints, and Blue Hawks with an opportunity to turn this over and get the football.
3rd down, again, Twins near side. They'll go solo the Carroll side, the east side. Here comes the pressure again. Now Hewitt all kinds of time. Now Hewitt scrambling, flags all over the place. Hewitt's going to go downfield. He's got a receiver down there, but that's going to come back. The flags were down well before he even got out of the pocket. Getting behind the defender that time, or the defender was number 17 for Carroll College, and that again is the wide receiver, Ushelin, but that one was blown. Well, I thought, he knew it. The quarterback didn't know, but everybody else on the field did. The flag was thrown twice, and it goes all the way back to the 49-yard. In fact, it might go back a little bit further. Nope, they're going to step it off from the 41. But that play came out almost immediately as soon as he got out of the pocket. So a 10-yard penalty will be called, and it'll put it back on the holding penalty. And it goes all for naught, and it'll bring up a 3rd down situation now. 3rd and about 20 to go for Carroll, and they're back at their own 49-yard line.
Well, as soon as Hewitt saw the touchdown, he looked back and saw the flag.
There's a pressure, and we've got a Players Sports Bar and Grill Sack. Stop by Players for great food and drink and a great atmosphere with great people. A Players Sports Bar and Grill Sack. Enjoy the great folks there. Jimmy, who got the sack?
Well, who else but Dylan Dahlgren, who continues his outstanding season as Dahlgren, the junior out of Soldotna, Alaska, just came right up the middle and just blew that up, and Hewitt didn't have a single chance to even look downfield, and a big loss inside the 40-yard line, so about another 10-yard loss. So the Blue Hawks should come out of this with pretty decent field position as Gunlack back deep to retrieve the punt.
There's a punt. We got a running into the punter. They tried to block it. A poor punt, but let's wait and see what the call will be, if it's running into the punter, if it's roughing the punter.
Well, if it's running into the punter, it's only a 5-yard penalty. If it's a personal foul, then it's 15 and an automatic 1st down.
So let's wait and see.
Yep,
personal foul. There's the 1st down.
Foul.
Roughing the punter, so that's a costly blow for Dickinson State after that great defensive play. And I'm never sure what brings the roughing the punter or running into the punter call, but that time they called roughing the punter, so it's a 15-yard penalty.
The difference is that the punter's kicking leg is still in the air when you run into him. I think then it's roughing.
Okay.
But if his leg is back down on the ground, or if it's an inadvertent, kind of a love tap, so to speak, then it's running into the punter. But it was a roughing the punter situation, so Carroll will get the football back at the Dickinson State 46-yard line. So rather than a 4th and 30 punt, it's a 1st down and 10 inside Blue Hawk territory once again.
They'll put it at the 46, and Hewitt will go back to work, gets another chance. Little jet sweep to the outside, trying to turn to the corner, getting some room at the 45 and the 40, and run out of bounds at about the 37-yard line of Dickinson State, a pickup of about 9. Nice job that time on the carry. Wasn't a lot of room there that time for Auckland, but Auckland got the carry and got 9 yards out of nothing. Carroll now just 8 yards rushing on the game, but a 2nd down and 1 at the 37 of DSU.
And that was good patience that time, as it looked like Dickinson State had that one all sized up, but Auckland was able to get to the outside and get a good gain. Hartman knocked him out of bounds just shy of the 1st down marker.
Well, we got a media timeout. Frontier Conference with the new rules. We have some media timeouts now. We'll take one. 9:56 left to go in the 1st quarter. No score. Carroll College, Dickinson State back on Consolidated, and KDIX, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Bravera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Dickinson State and Carroll scoreless. 9:56 remaining to play first quarter. The Blue Hawks got a big sack from Dylan Dahlgren on third down and about 10, and they got into the backfield and sacked the quarterback, and then they forced them to punt, but a roughing the punter penalty gave Carroll the first down, and now they look at 2nd and 1 at the 37 of Dickinson State. They go to Minute straight ahead, and he's got first down yardage. He fights down inside the 35 to about, let's see where they spotted down at, about the 32, maybe 33-yard line. 32-yard line, okay, 32-yard line. So that'll be a pickup on the play, and let's call it a pickup of about 5 yards. First down number 4 for Carroll on the ball game, so 1st and 10 at the 32 of DSU.
Well, the Blue Hawks had that one all sniffed out, but Minard had good patience when he's able to get to the outside. Looked like it was going to be a short game for a first down, but got about another 3 yards after initial contact.
Vandenacre comes out wide below us. They'll go Twins far side, put a man in motion. Will the Saints to the near side. Little delay. They get it off this time. On to carry, big hole, and a nice first down gain for Carroll College that time. They go left side off the hash marks inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 7 on the play that time, and that's Ford back in there. Ford and Minard have been alternating, and that goes for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 for Carroll at the 25-yard line of DSU.
Left side of the offensive line had a big hole. Ford was about 4 or 5 yards downfield before he got initial contact and then fell forward for another 2 yards.
So 2nd down and 3. Dickinson State and Carroll scoreless. The Saints begin this drive back at their own 32-yard line. Roughing the penalty on 4th down helped them across the middle, wide open, and the ball pops out nearly intercepted. What a big-time hit down there by Dickinson State. Holy cow, number 4. That is Jack Hartman, who leads the team and leads the nation in interceptions with 3. Put a lick on him. He was open momentarily, but it goes incomplete.
I believe that was Ford, the intended receiver, down at the 5-yard line as Hewitt just put it between the 1 and the 0, but Hartman laid the lumber down and was able to knock it loose. So a big play for the safety, Jack Hartman, on that play to force a 3rd down and 3 for the Fighting Saints.
At the 25, again, they'll go shotgun formation this time. It looks like Ford will stay in the backfield, I do believe. He does, yes, he does. Now what have we got? Carroll's going to take a timeout. No, that's Minard in there, not Ford, number 44. So it'll be a timeout for the Saints. 8:19 left to go. First quarter, no score. Carroll College, Dickinson State on the CHI St. Alexius L scoreboard. You're on KDIX 1230 AM and on Consolidated Channel 18 across western North Dakota. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Do you think Benny Paulson from Breaking 8 has only played 1 gig?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to my first gig. After this concert, I'm retiring.
Of course not. Whether you're in a band playing multiple gigs a week or a family running multiple devices in your house, you need the speed and reliability to keep up. Multi-gig speeds with no lag, no buffering, always running at maximum volume. Feel like a rock star and call Consolidated for the multi-gig speed you need to amp up your internet today.
Thank you much. As we come back, Dickinson State again trying to get a stop here on 3rd down. Last time they looked at a 3rd down situation, they got a sack from Dylan Dahlgren of 10 yards. Our first Players Sports Bar and Grill sack of the game.
And if you're Dickinson State, you need to come up with a stop, force the field goal, because Carroll College is taken off just about 7 minutes in this first quarter, and if they don't have an incomplete pass or a stoppage of play, they'll probably run half of this first quarter out with this first possession.
13th play of the drive. They go out in the flat, and it's a good read, but the tight end makes a great play. They had him back at the 30 or 26-yard line, but breaking loose from that would-be tackle for no gain was Wilkinson, the tight end, And that will be a pickup on the play of 5, but a great effort by Wilkerson to slip the tackles and get 5 yards on the reception.
The linebacker Dalton Tweet was right on his back, but he was able to break the tackle and get the first down. So another big play offensively for Carroll, and they're going to end up running at least half of the first quarter off the board.
So 1st and 10 at the 20, back to pass, quarterback draw. Hewitt with the ball, dives inside the 17. Maybe down at the 17. We'll call that a pickup for Hewitt on the play of 3, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 at the 17 or 18. I'm going to put it at the 17-yard line, so a 3-yard pickup for Hewitt.
And that time it was Ethan Hutchinson along with Dalton Tweet that were able to come up and fill the hole and keep Hewitt from breaking a big one.
And that's because they're in there, because we're not seeing, again, Waters and Osborne. They're injured, not playing, 2 starting linebackers. Here's the handoff. Left side, big hole at the 10, at the 5, at the goal line, diving in, touchdown. They got to the right side and busted through, trying to come up and make the tackle. Missing that time was Tweet, and then that opened it up, and that's a nice run that time on the carry. He just got to the right side, outside the hash marks, cut inside at the 20-yard line, then the 15, and then the 10, and just dove into the end zone. I want to say that's Minard. It is Minard who scored. So the Saints get on the board first on a touchdown run of 17 yards for Minard, and the Saints lead 6-0. PAT attempt up and coming. An impressive first drive by the Saints. High snap, kick is up, gets through the uprights. It's good. And on the CHI St. Alexius L scoreboard, Carroll College on the board first as they take a 7-0 lead over Dickinson State. 15 plays Carroll goes, and a total on the drive of 68 yards, and helped immensely on that roughing the punter kick on a 4th down from in their own territory, but that kept the drive alive, and to the Saints' credit, they took advantage of it. They punch it in and lead 7-0. That score coming with 7:03 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with the Saints kickoff to Dickinson State. We'll do it in 30 seconds.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
Thank you, Tristan. Again, what a drive. That took up a full page on my stat sheet here. That was a 15-play, 68-yard drive. Minard from 17 yards out, 7-0 Carroll with the lead. Line drive kick, that's going to carry into the end zone. So Dickinson State will go to work for their first offensive series on their own 25-yard line, and that will give the Hawks the football with 7:03. So Carroll basically, after the return, burned up about 7.5, 8 minutes on the time clock here at Dickinson State on our brand new scoreboard situation here, and video screen, really a nice looking scoreboard, and the Hawks will come out again at quarterback for Dickinson State. Working at the quarterback position will be Marcus Sanders. So Sanders again has had an outstanding year for the Blue Hawks.
Well, the one thing he's done is avoided turnovers. He's thrown just 1 interception so far this season.
Again, Gilbert comes into the slot. They put Clark in motion. Let's see what they're going to do. They get it off the wrist, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. They came on the blitz that time, and number 32 read it right. Number 32, Thomas Nissi, made the tackle. Thomas Nissi, and that'll be a loss for wrist, and it goes back to the 22-yard line, so a loss of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 13 for Dickinson State.
Yeah, the linebacker Tomasini did a great job, read it, and got into the backfield, and loss of 3, so the Blue Hawks start off behind the sticks here in their first possession.
Shotgun formation. Again, Gilbert goes from left to right. He'll set tight, twins near side, solo far side. Again, Sanders, long count. Got some time. Here comes the pressure. He's looking out in the flat. It's going to be incomplete, or is it intercepted? Oh, they say intercepted. I thought he was out of bounds, but number 22 comes up with the interception that time, and that is Julio. Julio comes up with the INT, so Julio with the INT. You jinxed him, Jimmy. Shouldn't have said nothing about interceptions because he's thrown only a second, but deep in his own territory, and Julio comes up with the Carroll College interception. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints as the Hawks go 2 and out, -3 rushing, an interception on the pass, and Carroll College in great shape. They'll take over at the Dickinson State DSU 24-yard line.
Just a little out pattern by Gunlack, and Julio just jumped the route and able to get the interception, got the foot down before he went out of bounds, and Carroll College again in Blue Hawk territory. Hawks took just 43 seconds off the clock, and now Carroll College, after running off about 8 minutes on their first possession, get it back.
Hewitt with the handoff. There's Ford. He breaks the tackle at the 20-yard line, brought down at the 19. A host of Hawks there. Coming up initially and making the hip is Chase Selly, and then also coming in from behind and bringing him down, number 34. That is Jamin Medlock, and it'll be a pickup on the play from the 24 to the 19. That's a 5-yard pickup for the Saints. The Saints have rushed in this football game now for a total of 45 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 at the DSU 19-yard line. 7-0, Carroll in the lead. And they're coming off a turnover here. Back to pass Hewitt. Looking deep. He's just going to lob it out there. He's got a receiver down there. Did he stay in the end zone? I don't think so. Oh, they're going to call it a catch. I thought he was out of bounds, but they rule him in bounds. Let's take a look on the replay here.
Well, in college, all you got to do is keep 1 foot.
There we go. It's up. He's in the air. He got 1 foot down. I believe he had possession of it, and he hauls it in. Did you catch a number on that, Jimmy?
I believe it was 17.
Okay, number 17 coming
Akelshin.
up. Akelshin comes up with it. And the PAT attempt up and coming. And you don't want to get behind in this game, and the Hawks have done just that. Akelshin with the 19-yard touchdown pass. The kick is up. The kick is good. And don't look now, but we're just 5, 6, not even 10 minutes into the football game, and the Carroll College Saints leading it by a score of 14-0 after the successful PAT tick by Golan. We'll be back with the Saints kickoff to the Hawks. We'll do it in 30 seconds on KDIX.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Good teams playing, and you're the road team. You want to get off to a great start, and I don't think you could draw it up any better than Carroll College did, and they've taken advantage of 2 Dickinson State mistakes in the first quarter, a roughing the punter on a 4th and 25, and then an interception by Sanders that set them up in DSU territory. Both have resulted in touchdowns. Minert, the first one on a 17-yard run to cap a 15-play, 68-yard drive, and now Sanders throwing only his 2nd interception of the season. He got picked off, and they picked it off at the 24 2 plays later. Julian calls it in and hauls it in for the touchdown reception of 17 yards, and it is a 14-0 lead in the blink of an eye for Carroll College with 5 minutes and 38 seconds remaining to play here in the first quarter. Doing the kicking for Carroll, lining it up, and doing the kicking will be number 40, Golan. He is the kicker. So Golan, the kicker, he readies himself. Left-footed kicker. Who did the last one out of the end zone? This one will carry down. I think this one will carry out of the end zone. Nope, carries out of bounds. So Dickinson State will go to work at their own 35-yard line. But I'm trying to think back. It's been a while since the Blue Hawks have been down by a score of 14-0 in the first quarter. But they are right there with 5:38 left to go. And they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Well, that's the benefit of them kicking it out of bounds instead of out of the end zone. They get it out at the 35 instead of the 25, so a little bit more room for the Hawks.
Okay, Rist will stay in at running back. Gilbert goes tight. Oh, no, he's going to line up at that fullback position. They'll go shotgun. Again, Twins far side, Solo near side. They slide Gilbert in motion from right to left. They're going to run Rist up the middle. He tries to break a tackle, fights out across the 35 to the 37. Coming up defensively that time to make the play, number 19 for the Saints, and that looks like Henry Gross. So Rist will pick up 2 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for Dickinson State.
Gross, the linebacker. Also, Rocky Shields, the defensive lineman, had that one sniffed out and just a short gain on 1st down.
Again, wide to the right. They'll go with Gunlack. Also out there for Dickinson State will be Clark. They put Wicker now in the backfield. The young man out of Miles City, Montana, had a great game at MSU Northern last week. That's where they're looking. Now he steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to throw. Now he's going to run. And again, he sprained his ankle last week at MSU Northern, but Sanders looks pretty comfortable running the football. He'll get out to the 39. The good scramble just to avoid the sack, and he picks up 2 more. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6 for Dickinson State.
And Carroll brought a couple of blitzes right up the middle, and Sanders was able to step up and get beyond the linebackers who came in and got upfield, got a short gain instead of a sack.
And to the ball game again, now comes Caldron. He'll come out wide with Gunlack. Going far side wide for Dickinson is Meineke. Again, a long count this time by Dickinson State. Sanders back to pass, again some pressure, and he's going to be hit. He's going to be sacked all the way back at the 32 or the 27-yard line. Number 4 pouring in that time for Carroll College to make the hit, and that is
Denavian Ali.
Ali that time coming in for the sack, so that is a sack, and that puts the ball back from the 39 to the 30, a 9-yard loss for Dickinson State. And the Blue Hawks again, after 2 plays and an interception, go 3 plays and out on a punt situation, so they will have to punt the football back to the Saints. There's a high end over end punt by Nelson. The fair catch is going to be taken by Sullivan back at about the 33-yard line of Carroll College. So again, the defensive unit will come up. They've given up a long drive, and then after the interception, given up the score on a short field. So they need to stop right now, the Blue Hawks defensive unit, and they'll go to work trying to do just that.
I think Sullivan was a little disappointed that he took the fair catch as after he fielded the football, kind of slapped his hands together, disappointed because he saw a little bit of an opening upfield that he maybe could have gotten a return on, but nonetheless, the Saints have pretty good field position at their own 34.
1st down and 10 for the Saints. Hewitt will bring that offensive unit out. Hewitt in the backfield, puts his running back Minard to his left, shotgun. He's going to hand it to Minard. He tries to cut upfield, breaks a tackle at the 34, falls forward to about the 37. And Minard will pick up about 3 on the play for the Saints. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 at their own 37-yard line for Carroll College.
Well, that's the one thing the Saints have done well here this afternoon, with the exception of the holding call. They've always had good field position, good gains on 1st down, have been able to stay in front of the sticks. And, of course, the one time they were behind the sticks, Dickinson State bailed them out with that roughing the punter penalty.
Yeah, really switched the momentum back to the Saints, and to their credit, they have taken advantage of it. Again, Dickinson State sets defensively with now 3 down linemen. Give them a little bit of a different look instead of 4. Dropping back out in the flat, they got a receiver out at the 1st down marker, and he dives across the 45 out to the 46-yard line. And that's going to be hauled in on the far sideline. Coming up with the catch that time for the Saints is Vandenaker, and that will be a pickup on the play of 8 and a 1st down for the Saints. That is their 8th 1st down of the football game.
And what the Saints have done well is just taking what Dickinson State is giving them, trying to play that short game and the passing game, as the defensive backs are giving them a pretty good-sized cushion, and they're just running some short patterns and getting short gains.
2:24 left to go, 1st quarter, 14-0. Carroll in the lead, 1st and 10. There's the fake to the inside, cutting to the outside, and not much room there, pulling forward for a pickup. Actually, a nice effort, about 4-yard pickup. They had him right at the line of scrimmage, Minard, but he just kind of got in a pile, and they pushed ahead to the, well, they're going to spot it back at the 49, so we'll give Minard a pickup of 3, but it looked like nothing, and he managed to get 3 out of it, so it brings up 2nd and 7 again for the Saints.
Like I said, they've done a nice job of getting positive plays on 1st down. Minard looked like he was going to be stacked up initially and was able to just kind of get small behind the offensive line and bounce out to the right side to get a gain and get 3 on 1st down, brings up a 2nd down and 7.
Xavier Ford back in, the senior. Now they roll out with Hewitt to the right side. He's got a man wide open at the 1st down marker, and again, that will be hauled in by the Saints. Coming up with the catch is Vandenaker, and he's the guy to go to. That's a pickup of 7. 7 of 8 now for 49 yards passing for the quarterback Hewitt. Not a lot of long ones. He had the 1 touchdown pass called back, but He again has had a touchdown pass also thrown in the football game of 19 yards, but first down number 9 for Carroll.
Nope, they marked it back. It's 3rd and 1.
Okay, 3rd and 1, so we'll call a pickup of 8. And now let's see if they got the first down. Okay, that'll be a pickup of 2. Now they have their 9th first down of the ball game. So it'll be first down and 10 for Carroll with the ball spotted at the 43-yard line of Dickinson State. So first and 10. Well, I'm just looking at the play numbers here. Dickinson State in this football game has run a total in the contest of 5 plays. Yep, 5 plays. And
5 plays and a punt.
And a punt, yeah, and a turnover for the Blue Hawks. So not a lot of offense in the first half. Defense has been out there a lot. So first and 10 at the 43, 14-0. In the lead are the Saints of Carroll College out of Helena, Montana. They send the receiver into motion left side. Long count, that's Holmes. Little delay. They're looking downfield. They're looking across the middle. He's got all kinds of time. They're trying to chase him down. They can't get him. He's at the 40. He gets inside the 35 and dropped right about the 35. So there's that scrambling ability by Hewitt. The Hawks just could not catch up with him, and he goes for 9 yards, and that's going to be just shy of first down yardage for the Saints.
Dahlgren was right on his heels, but Hewitt able to outrun him. Dahlgren just kind of flung himself at his legs, and Hewitt able to outrun him and get to the outside. Brings up a second down and short. 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line. Trips to the far side. Saints kind of can dial up whatever they want. You got almost a free down here on 2nd and 1. They can go long. They can run the ball. They're going to throw it out in the flat. They're going to go out in the flat to the tight end. And that's going to be a good play by Selly coming up to make the hit on the tight end that time for the Saints. Coming up with the reception for Carroll College was Osha, but it'll be the end of the first quarter, but it'll be a pickup of 4 on the reception, and it'll be a first down for the Saints. We'll come back second quarter. All Carroll College, 10 first downs, 53 yards passing in the ball game, 62 rushing. And they put 2 touchdowns on the board, taking advantage of a roughing the punter penalty on a 13-play drive and then an interception and a 2-play drive, and they lead it on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, 14-0 over Dickinson State. We'll be back on Consolidated and KDIX. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I wonder how much my car is worth. I just don't drive it anymore.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
I'm tired of my old car. I just want something different.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
What about boats and campers?
Dan Porter Motors will buy it. Now, for a limited time, Dan Porter Motors will give you the most for your car, boat, pickup, camper, motorcycle, jet ski, tractor. You get the picture. Just stop in, give them the keys, and they'll write you a check. It's that simple. See Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
1 interception, no first downs. Carroll has a total of 53 yards passing, 62 rushing, 10 first downs, and 2 scores. And they're looking at first and 10 is Carroll, and they are at the 32-yard line of DSU.
And the Blue Hawk defense needs to come up with a stop and force either a punt or a field goal attempt, because if it gets to 21-0 early in the second quarter, it's going to be a tough afternoon for the Hawks.
8th play of the drive. They're looking deep. Now he's got room again. Now he's running again, and that's what he can do, and that's what Pete Stanton was worried about. And Hewitt just nobody open, great coverage. But again, you go with the coverage. You pull the D-backs back downfield. The linebackers can't get there. And Hewitt goes for 9 more yards on that rush. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for Carroll at the DSU 23-yard line.
Well, and I think Ethan Hutchinson was kind of spying as he was right in the middle of the field. But as soon as Hewitt took off, Hutchinson unable to make the tackle initially, and a big gain for Hewitt.
There's Ford. He's got a hold. He gets cut down. Oh, excuse me. He doesn't get cut down that time. Excuse me. They went to fake to Ford, and the ball, the helmet popped off that time of the quarterback, Hewitt. And Dickinson State recovers it as the ball popped loose. And who got on top of it that time for the Blue Hawks, Jim?
I didn't see who came up with it, but nonetheless, just a bobbled football by Hewitt that time, and Dickinson State comes up with the stop, and the Hawks will get the football at their own 25-yard line.
So the defense gets a stop via the turnover, and they'll take over offensively, and we'll have to see if the Hawks can take advantage of that situation. That was the 9th play of the drive, and the Hawks recover the football. So Dickinson State will go to work first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. We'll try to get a number on the recovery that time for the Blue Hawks. Back to pass out in the flat. Oh, Gunlack wide open, and Sanders throws it behind him, and it goes incomplete. 0 of 2 now for Sanders in the football game. The one interception bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Well, I think Nathaniel Gillick is the one that caused the fumble. I didn't see who ended up landing on top of it.
All right. Let's see. Here's the replay. Thank you, Trace. Battle down there. Untangle. 51.
I think Tweet.
Okay,
52.
Tweet. 52. Okay, Tweet comes up with. Yeah, they don't have a 51, so 52. So 2nd down and 10. Thanks, Trace. Great replay on that. Appreciate that. There's the little handoff to Wrist. He's got a little seam. He'll break out across the 30-yard line, fight his way out to about the 31, and that'll be a pickup on the play of 6 yards for the running back Wrist, and will bring up 3rd down and about 4 for Dickinson State. So 3rd and about 4. Now what?
There's a flag right at the 48-yard line downfield. I think there was a little bit of late activity, and we'll see who it was against, but a good run that time by Wrist as he took a big pop by Tomasini and able to keep his feet and got a nice gain, but the Blue Hawks backing up.
Okay, let's hang on. Boy, the Hawks have really hurt themselves. Penalties and turnovers. Personal foul against the Blue Hawks. So it'll be 3rd down. Not quite sure.
The play will count as a personal foul came after the play, so they'll get the game by Wrist, but then it's the 15-yard penalty. It was one of the offensive linemen for Dickinson State that just kept blocking downfield and got called for the personal foul, so the Blue Hawks just shooting themselves in the foot here in this first half.
3rd and 20 now at their own 15-yard line. Let's see what they've dialed up here. They haven't had a lot of plays. They're going to roll Sanders out. Here comes the pressure. He's hit as he throws it. He's got a receiver out there. Going to be close to 1st down yardage. Let's see where they spot it. Nice catch that time by Calderon. Just shy of 1st down yardage. What do you do here, Jim? 3rd down and 1 at the 34-yard line, and it's a pickup of 19 on the play. Nice throw that time, too.
I believe the offense is going to stay out there.
So it'll be 4th and 1, or maybe try to draw them offsides anyway. So nice catch by Calderon.
Nope, they're going to bring the punt unit out.
Okay, they'll bring them out.
Well, you wouldn't think that Coach Stanton would maybe dial up a fake here?
I don't think so. They're going to think 14-0. It's still manageable. You're still with nearly 14 minutes left to go in the first half, down 14-0. And the Dickinson High product, Nelson, a nice high end-over-end kick way back inside the 15 at the 14, and nowhere to go. Great coverage. What a punt by Nelson. Wow. That goes from the 34. That's 16. And then that's another 30-46 and another 7, a 53-yard punt by Nelson. Sends Carroll back inside their own 20-yard line, and that's where they'll go to work.
And good coverage downfield. Riley Klein was right in the face of the return man and able to make the tackle and make sure they didn't get any return yardage. So Ty Nelson with the booming punt, just a beautiful high punt, gave the Blue Hawks time to get downfield and get the coverage. And now they kind of turned the field around as Carroll College back inside their own 15-yard line. Still 13:40 left to play here in the first half.
Still only 9 plays for Dickinson State, 20-plus plays for Carroll. And that defense is right back out there for the Blue Hawks. Now, they rotate a lot of people, but when you're playing about 80% of the first half on defense, it makes you tired. There's the carry. Not much doing that time, straight ahead. And that'll be a loss on the play. On the carry that time as they entangle down there. Is that Ford getting up? Yep, it is. So Ford will go for a loss on the play, a tackle for loss that time, and a host of Hawks in on that, a loss of 2. Brings up a 2nd and 12 for Dickinson State, or for Carroll College, excuse me. Back at their own 12-yard line. A lot of blue jerseys on top of Ford that time, and Wyatt Anderson, one of the guys that got there initially. Again, the Saints will go shotgun formation. Minert back into the ball game. Hewitt at quarterback. Long count by Hewitt. Slaps those hands. There's the snap. Looks on the flat. He's got a receiver out there. That's going to be a pickup out across the 20 to about the 21, 22-yard line. It'll be about 2 yards shy of 1st down yardage. This guy's caught a lot of passes. Vandernaker, short passes, but he's caught about 4 of them, all about 6, 7, 8 yards, and that one will go for about 10 yards, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 2. 9 of 10 passing for a total of 63 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions for Hewitt. He has had the fumble at quarterback, so 3rd and 2 at the 23-yard line. They have to get just short of the 25-yard line.
And the only incompletion he's had was the one that Hartman put a pop on the receiver and popped it out of his hand. So really, he's been perfect this afternoon.
Hewitt's just going to run again, and they just can't stop him on the ground. He is just a tough cookie to bring down and doesn't need a lot, needed 2, and he got out to the 27, so he picked up 4. But that is enough for a first down on the play, and they move the chains. That's 11 first downs for Carroll here in the first half, so 1st and 10, and the ball spotted at the 27-yard line of Carroll College.
Carroll averages 20 first downs per ball game, and we still got 12 minutes in the first half, and they're halfway to that total.
Ready to go to work, Hewitt. Minert gets a little delay up the middle. He's got a big hole. Great first down play again, all the way out to the 42-yard line or 38-yard line, and now they'll say enough for a first down. Let's see where they finally do spot it, as he goes for 10 yards on the rush for Carroll, and that's 12 first downs now. They'll spot it at the 37-yard line, so a pickup on the play of 10, and first down and 10 again on the play. For Minute again, first down and 10 at their own 37. To the outside they go, and again another good gain on first down. They're going quickly now, pick up of 5 more on the carry that time. Minute again on the workhorse drive, picks up 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 5 at the 42. Carroll College in their own territory. Already the 6th play of this drive. They've run 13-9 in 6-play series thus far. Lead 14-0 over Dickinson State. Hewitt takes a look to the sideline now. White jerseys, purple pants, traditional colors for the Saints. They lead 14-0 with 11 minutes remaining to go before halftime. Long count this time by Hewitt. Fakes the handoff, drops back, gets some pressure, gets the pass off, and the big tight end breaks another tackle. The Hawks have had golden opportunities, tackles for lost, sacks, and just not able to wrap it up. And again, coming up with the reception that time, number 82 for the Saints, and he breaks the tackle and turns it into a very positive game. Osha, the tight end, will go on the pickup to the 47-yard line of Dickinson State, and that is a pickup of 11 and a first down for the Saints again. 11 of 10 for the passing department for the Saints. They have been impressive. That is 1st and 10, number 13, and they have the ball at Dickinson State's 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Long count again by Hewitt. Hewitt with the handoff. Ford's got the football. Ford's hitting the backfield. Ford's going to be brought down, tackle for loss that time coming up, making the play Wyatt Faircloth, and that will be a loss on the play all the way back into Dickinson State territory at the 48. So a loss of 4 on that rushing play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and about 14 situation for Carroll at their own 48-yard line.
And like you mentioned earlier, Dickinson State has had to dip into their depth at that linebacking position, and Faircloth, just a freshman out of Soldotna, Alaska, is able to come in and make the play that time. Of course, he was the linebacker that got run over by Osha on his last reception.
So 2nd down, back to pass. They look across the middle, looking deep, all kinds of time out of the backfield, all by his lonesome and getting first down yardage. Nobody picked up the back. It'll be a bit shy. They needed 14 and they got 13, but again, coming out of the backfield that time in that slot position was that tight end again, Osha. And Pete said he is their best offensive player, and he's kind of going to it right now, a 13-yard reception.
10 catches so far for Osha for 151 yards. Not very often do you have a tight end that averages 15 yards per reception, but that's what Osha's done so far this season for the Saints, and he's showing it again this afternoon.
3rd down and 1. The ball again spotted at the 39 of Dickinson State. There's the carry. Straight ahead goes the quarterback, Hewitt, and every time he touches it, he might not break many, but he gets 4, 5, 6 yards, and he picks up 4, or make it 3 on that play for Hewitt, and another first down for Carroll College, their 14th first down of the football game. It has just been a dominating performance by Carroll's offensive unit here, and they just keep the ball away. Dickinson State making a few too many mistakes, and Carroll's made them pay both times, and they're trying to make them pay again here on the this will be the 10th play of this drive. Carroll has run a bundle of plays. Dickinson State 9, Carroll College is approaching 30 plays in this first half offensively. Handoff goes right side. Ford on the carry. He's going to be wrapped up at about the 34-yard line from the 36, and that is a pickup of 2 for Ford. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for Carroll at the Dickinson State 34-yard line.
Ben Glasscock was able to come up and make the initial hit, and it's a short gain for Carroll College, but the Fighting Saints, that offensive line has just had a dominant first half as they've been able to find room for the running backs, find room for the quarterback, give Hewitt some time to throw the football as well.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Saints. Dickinson State down 14-0. Carroll trying to add to it. They'll go pistol this time. They put the man, Osha, the big tight end. He goes into the wide receiver spot. Little flip back reverse. Oh, they've got it set up. Can they get some room? Getting to the outside. Great play. There's Gillick. Nathaniel Gillick, the Dickinson Trinity product, read it perfectly. Looked like there might be some room. Glasscock kind of got over there and slowed it down. And then they got the pitch off that time to Oxkelin, but he could not go anywhere. And actually, it'll be a loss of a yard on the reverse.
Yeah, it looked like there was going to be all kinds of room out there, but Gillick able to get off the block and make the tackle. Mendenwall came up and helped him out, but Nathaniel Gillick with a big defensive play, and it's a rare 3rd down and long for the Saints. A big play opportunity for Dickinson State to turn the ball over.
All right, 3rd down, and we'll call it about 9. Make it 3rd down and about 8. The ball again at the 34 of Dickinson State. Here comes the pressure. Here comes some room. They throw it out in the flat. They got a receiver, and he dropped it out there. He was open right about at the line to gain marker for 1st down, but number 17, one of the few times that he has dropped the pass, Vandenacre, and it goes incomplete, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation in 8. So 4th and 8, you're going to bring the field goal unit in, or are you going to punt? Looks like they're going to bring the offensive unit, or nope, they're going to bring the punter in, it looks like. So Carroll College looks like there's...
No, I think Hewitt's still in there.
Oh, Hewitt's up. They're going to go for it. Okay. Apparently don't want to kick it. Don't want to try a field goal. It'll be about a 50-yard field goal. So they're going to go on.
Strange offensive set.
He might punt it also out of this. Let's wait and see. He's going to punt it. He'll just angle it towards the far sideline. Bounce inside the 10. It'll roll dead at about the 6-yard line. So, again, they just set it up for a punt. And Hewitt, I'm sure if he would have seen something, could have audible, didn't see something, so he just punted it. So the Hawks defense, well, the last 2 times, they have stopped the Saints. They have got a fumble recovery on a turnover and now stop them on downs. But that was still a 12-play drive again for Carroll. I'm just looking at my numbers here. 21, 34 plays for Carroll in the first half, and 9 for Dickinson State's offensive unit in the first half. And the Hawks maybe got to feel fortunate they're only down 14-0 on the CHI. St. Alexius Health scoreboard. We got another media timeout. 6:33 left to go. First half, Carroll College 14, Dickinson State nothing. We're back in 30 seconds.
Possession. Carroll College 20 minutes and 4 seconds in time of possession. Dickinson State 3:23. Carroll 14 first downs. Dickinson nothing. Rushing 25. Carroll 5 for Dickinson State. In rushing attempts, Dickinson State a -2 to 87 in the rushing department. And Dickinson State has just had all kinds of trouble. They've had trouble getting the team off the field.
All right, 1st and 10. They spot it at the 7. That's where the Hawks will go to work. They're going to swing it out on the flat, trying to get it out to the receiver. They do, and that's going to be hauled in by Samaj Clark, the Hawks' leading receiver. It'll go from the 6 out to, let's see where they put it down at, right about the 7, maybe 8-yard line. The 7, they call it at the 9-yard line, so a 2-yard reception on the play for Clark. 2nd and 8 for Dickinson State at their 9-yard line. So 2nd and 8 for Dickinson State. Again, Sanders ready. Long count this time. Little delay. They go straight ahead, and boy, nothing doing there. Wrist just ran into a wall that time, and he's going to be punched down right about the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. So Hawks again looking at a 3-and-out, 3rd down and 8 for the Hawks at the 9-yard line, their own 9-yard line.
Well, this is a big play for Dickinson State offensively. You want to keep that defense on the sideline and get a little bit of a break, as you can see those defensive players on the sideline drinking water, trying to get toweled off, as they've spent a majority, like we mentioned, over 20 minutes on the field here in the first half.
So 3rd and 8 at the 9-yard line, their own 9-yard line for Dickinson State. They have not picked up a first down in this first half. Carroll's defense has really limited them. Back to pass Sanders. He goes out deep, throwing it downfield and not even close. The intended receiver that time for Dickinson State was Calderon, but he overthrew him by about 5-10 yards, so goes incomplete. So another 3 and out for Dickinson State University, and they'll have to punt the football back to Carroll College. So again, that defensive unit will be called on to go back out and go to work again for Dickinson State.
Well, Carroll College had 6 men up at the line of scrimmage and sent them all, so Sanders didn't have any time, just threw it up the right sideline, hoping that Samaj Clark was going to be able to run underneath it.
Again, there's the punt by Nelson. This one is shorter punt.
He got a good roll.
I think it hit him back at about the 42-yard line of Dickinson State. Whoever's going downfield, I think it bounced off him, and yet it did. The beanbag came out. It rolled all the way down to the 43-yard line. It would have been a punt of about 51 yards, but it's going to come back, and they've down it at about the 40, so it ends up being a punt of from the 8 to the 40, just a 32-yard punt after a 54-yard punt, and that averages out a little bit. And Carroll again, great position there in Dickinson State territory at the 40-yard line. They have been balanced running the football, passing the football, 88 passing, 86 rushing, 14 first downs. They've taken advantage of a long field on a long drive of 13 plays, a short field after a turnover, 2 plays for 19 yards and hit both PATs. They've turned it over once and been stopped 1 time in this football game. There's Minute with the carry straight ahead. He's got some room, and he's going to bust inside the 35 down to about the 31-yard line. He's going to be close to first down yardage. Let's give Minute a pickup on the play of 9 yards for Minard, and it'll bring up a second down situation and 1 for Carroll College. And there's that first down play again for Carroll, and it's a good one, and it brings up 2nd and 1. So much easier to operate offensively when you're looking at 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, and Carroll's been averaging, I bet, close to 5, maybe 6 yards on first down in this first half. And again, Dickinson State's defense got to bow their backs a bit. They've done pretty good since the last touchdown. They've kind of shut Carroll down, but again, you can only play so much defense on a short field, and we've got a timeout. Who's taking it? Carroll College will take their second timeout, so we'll take a break here. 2nd and 1 when we come back at the 31. We'll take a break on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. The Fighting Saints leading the Blue Hawks of Dickinson State 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Consolidated and KDIX.
Big Boy Toys.
With you, Hewitt will go to work. 2nd and 1 at the DSU 31. A little delay, looking across the middle, looking on the flat. He's got a man out there trying to fly it off the block. That's going to be that tight end. They like to throw their that tight end, Osha, and he's had a good first half. So Osha comes up with it, just a little setting the tight end behind the wideout, and he got behind the wideout, and they go from the 31 down to the Dickinson State 21. That's a 10-yard pickup on that pass play. 1st and 10 for Carroll. First down, number 15 in the ball game. 1st and 10. There's a handoff to the outside, breaking a tackle, keeping his feet inside the 10 and down to about the 8, maybe 7-yard line, and that will be a pickup on the play. Another first down. It should be. Let's wait and see where they spot it. Yep, it is a first down, so that'll be a pickup of 13 on that rush play, and another first down for Carroll. Their 16th first down, and my goodness, it has been a long time since we've seen a Dickinson State team dominated like this in a regular season game. Once in a while, it's happened in the playoffs, but not in a regular season game. But they have thoroughly been dominated by the Saints here in the first half. Again, ready to go to work. 1st and 10, actually 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. There's that little pitch, and they're going to go inside and wide open. Ford, nobody even there. And Ford just goes in untouched on an 8-yard touchdown run for the Saints. And they blow this one wide open, 20-0, with the PAT upcoming. And that's a short drive for the Saints. 1, 2, 3, 4 plays. They go 40 yards, averaging 10 yards a play. The score comes with 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. Dickinson State down now 20-0, and the PAT attempt is up and coming for the Saints here to try and make it 21-0. Good snap, good placement, good kick. 21-0 CHI. St. Alexius South scoreboard. Carroll College in the lead. We have 3:58 left to go in the first half. It's all Saints all day so far. At the back, we'll be back in 1 minute.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
At Infinity.
Fans on your feet for the DSU kickoff.
On 18th Avenue East in East Dickinson. We're called 225-6353. That's 225-6353.
All right, back at you here. Carroll College just a thoroughly dominating first half. High end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Wicker at the 5. He'll bring it to the 10, the 15, 20, cuts outside the 20, turns to the corner. Now we got flags down, breaks the tackle at the 30, at the 35, and out to the 36, about a 32-yard return, but the flag down, and where it's down, it's probably a block to the back. That's the way the first half has gone for Dickinson State. Turnovers, penalties, and inability to move the football isn't a good combination against number 25 ranked Carroll. The Hawks, of course, ranked number 11, but Carroll's looked like number 11. The Hawks maybe look like number 25 against Dickinson State. That block to the back again, and that'll cost Dickinson State. So Carroll will get, again, the Hawks back inside the 25-yard line. Let's see where they put it down at.
I think they're going to put it right at the 24.
Okay, so Dickinson State will go to work at their own 24. Remember, the Hawks, 13 plays so far in this football game. The defense over there, I think they're just trying to hope they can get a couple of first downs, get into the locker room and see what the heck can happen. But again, the Blue Hawks have it. Sanders puts a man in motion. Then he sets him with the twin set and the stack. On the right side, he looks out in the flat. He's got a man wide open. That's going to be hauled in on the far sideline. That'll be Dickinson State's first down if no penalty flags are down. Looks like Clark over there hauled that in. Was that 6 or 8?
I believe it was Clark.
Yeah, it is Clark, so he'll haul it in. So Clark will haul it in. And the pickup will go from the 24 to the 35. That's an 11-yard pickup. 3 of 5 now for 32 passing. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Hawks' first down of the football game. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, or 35-yard line for Dickinson State. They'll try and go in a hurry here. 3:21 left to go. 21-0. Carroll in the lead. Back to pass. Sanders hit. Sanders sacked for the second time. And again, good coverage downfield. They came with 5 guys, and the Hawks not able to hold them off, and Sanders will go down. And that will be a loss back from the 35 to the 28, a 7-yard loss for Dickinson State. The Hawks, with the sacks combined, I've got them rushing for just 1 yard in this football game, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 17 back at the 28-yard line of Dickinson State. Sanders will look to the sideline. He's got the play. Hawks just trying to dial up something. Tough to work when you're down 21-0. You got to try and come up and be patient a little bit, but you got to try and make some plays too. They put the man in motion. Again, that is Calderon. They look to Calderon. He's going to go back downfield. He's going down there. Then we have bodies all over the place and cut off, and no flag comes down on the play.
I think Pete Stanton is just furious that he didn't get the pass interference call.
The defensive back cut right into the receiver that time, Meineke, and knocked him down, but I don't know if they thought it was not catchable, but it's not a penalty, so it'll bring up a 3rd down situation. So 3rd down and 17 for Dickinson State. Rolled to the right, threw back to the left, had a couple receivers down there. Meineke, one of them, and I believe Calderon the other one, but neither could get to the ball because they both got knocked down.
Yeah, I was going to say both receivers were on the ground, but there was no penalty flag, so a break for Carroll College.
Wicker in the backfield now for Dickinson State. Clark again, wide left side. Back to pass. Sanders got some time looking. Now he's just going to scramble. He's going to run out across the 30, out to about the 33-yard line. He will pick up 5 on the play, but again, the punt unit will have to come out for Dickinson State. So just 5 plays on this drive for Dickinson State. And again, it's a drive. Dickinson State now 32 yards passing in this ball game, 6 yards rushing, 1 first down. That's minuscule offensive for Dickinson State, just 38 yards compared to Carroll, who has a total of about 205 yards. And Carroll's, I think, going to burn a timeout, if I'm not mistaken, with 2 minutes. Oh, no, it's our 2-minute timeout. So 2-minute timeout, CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. The Fighting Saints, 21, Dickinson State, nothing. We'll be back to the back in 1 minute.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
I love this area. How close to Medora are we?
Oh, just a hop, skip, and a bike ride away.
When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members.
Thank you, Tristan. Back with you at the back. Ty Nelson in to do the punting. He's had a 32-yard punt, a 54-yard punt. Let's see what he dials up here. Big rush. Now we got penalty flags down. I think we got a legal procedure. It's just been a nightmare for Dickinson State in this first half. Holy cow. They'll step off 5 yards.
4th penalty on Dickinson State this afternoon.
Yeah,
Carroll College just won.
Just won. Yeah, I was going to say they've had the roughing the punter, and then, of course, they had this, and they had the holding box to the back, and the
personal foul.
Personal foul, yeah. That's not been a pretty first half. Big rush again. Did he get it off? He just did. And
there's it's a good punt again.
They let it bounce. Up, takes a bounce at the 45 and rolls inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. So that punt again will cover about 22 when you add 15. About a 37, 38-yard punt that time. And again, Carroll will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. But the Saints take over with 1:53 remaining to play in the first half. And it has been all Carroll College offensively in this football game.
And you look at
defensively.
And you look at the stat sheet for Hewitt, 12 of 14. 1 drop and 1 where the receiver got popped by Hartman and it came loose. So he's hit 14 receivers right on the hands.
Yeah, and he's thrown for not the big yardage, but a nice yardage in this football game. Shorter passes. So they'll go to work 1st and 10. Hewitt out in the flat, going for a receiver out there, and that's going to be a good open field tackle. Pickup on the play to the 42. That'll be a pickup of 6 on the reception. How many yards has Hewitt got, Jimmy, officially on that?
103.
Yeah, that's about right I had. Okay, 103, the 1 touchdown, no interception. So 2nd down, and let's call it 4 for Carroll. Again, the ball at the 39. Back to pass. Hewitt across the middle. The ball's going to be caught. And there's Osha, the tight end again. Boy, he has been open all day long, all the way down to the Dickinson State 36-yard line. 24-yard pass completion.
Boy, the defense really needs to step up right now with 1:15 left here in the first half. They need to keep Carroll off the scoreboard.
Well, they're a tired group. Here he goes. Osha again looking deep. Going down there. He's got a receiver down there. Did he hang on to it? Let's wait and see. Incomplete on the ground. Good defensive play back there.
Mendenwald.
Yeah, Mendenwald, the freshman from Mandan, making the play, getting it out of the hands of Akushin. So Akulshin couldn't come up with it, and Mendenwald made sure he didn't come up with it, so it goes incomplete.
Boy, Mendenwald almost could have gotten the interception as it went right through the hands of Vendenacre, excuse me, and the defensive back Mendenwald was able to hang on to it, but they said it hit the turf before he got control of it, and I wonder if Coach Stanton is asking for a replay.
Let's take a look. I didn't look at the replay when Trace ran it. I was writing some stats down, but
Mendenwald looked like he just stripped it away from the receiver and maybe came up with the interception. I wonder if that's the officials coming over to talk to Pete Stanton. I wonder if that's not what they want to do, is take a look at that.
I'm trying to see where the little tent is where they look at it. Oh, it's down here to my left out of the tunnel.
Here we go, Rod. Replay.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, it's out of his hands. I think he had it. I think that's an interception, but we'll let the refs look at it, let the officials look at it.
The only thing is you don't see when he rolls around, when he rolls over, you don't see it. His back is to the camera as soon as he makes the...
I can't believe that official down there couldn't see that. I mean, he's right there looking right at it. He's got it now. Possession, a roll, and it's still in them. So I would say,
it looked like he had his hand underneath it.
I'll wait and see. We'll just have to wait.
All I know, it was a heck of a play, even if it's an incompletion by Mendenwald. Does it look like the receiver Ackelson had it, and Mendenwald just able to strip it away. So even if it's an incompletion, it's a heck of a play by Mendenwald. And if it's an interception, it's an even more impressive play by the freshman out of Mandan.
Well, we'll hold off, and they'll look it over. We'll just keep it right here, Tristan. Remind everyone, it has been a thorough domination by Carroll College in this first half. They have dominated from the get-go. They lead at 21-0, as we said. Dickinson State's defense, I don't know, probably, what do you play, 30 minutes, and we've played about 29 minutes, and I'd say Dickinson State's defense has been on the field those 29 minutes, probably about 90%.
Well, time of possession, 21.5 for Carroll College, 6.5 for Dickinson State.
I don't know what that percentage is, but
it's a lot to not enough.
Yeah,
and Dickinson State 0 for 4 third down efficiency. Carroll's gotten 5 of 8. Carroll 18 first downs to just 1 for Dickinson State. So, I mean, even if you don't see the scoreboard, you can see by those numbers the domination by the Fighting Saints here in this ball game.
Let's wait and see. We're still waiting for the officials to come out and take a look at it.
Well, Trace has run that back about a half a dozen times, and just fascinating the play that Mendenwald made as even if it's an incompletion, like I said, it's a heck of a play, as it looked like the receiver had him beat and had the catch, but Mendenwald able to strip it away.
Oh, it's definitely, they're saying a touchdown, definitely not a touchdown. It's either an incompletion or an interception. It went out of the receiver's hands.
Yeah, I don't think the receiver Ackelson ever had control of the football.
I said, we'll wait.
Well, here comes the official back out onto the field.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
That'll either be third down and long for Carroll College or 1st and 10 for Dickinson State, and the Blue Hawks are celebrating as it'll be an interception for Rustin Mendenwald.
Yeah, it sure looked like it in our replay up here, but again, so Dickinson State will get the football back. Remember, Carroll gets the football to begin the second half, so that's a big turnover by Carroll and a big break for Dickinson State. So Mendenwald up with the interception, and the ball will go back to the Blue Hawks at the 20-yard line. Good play by Mendenwald. So,
and a great job by the camera people by Consolidated. As those of you watching on Channel 18 have seen that replay at least a half a dozen times of the interception by Mendenwald. And like I said, the Blue Hawks had to come up with a stop. You didn't want to go into halftime down 24 or 28-0, and now just need to hold on to the football and make sure not to give the football back.
Oh, Gilbert across the middle. He gets nailed. That's a big-time hit, but Matt holds on to it, and that'll be a pickup on the play out to the 24, a pickup of 4, bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Dickinson State at their own 24-yard line.
Well, the one thing is Carroll College has just 1 timeout remaining and the clock down to 40 seconds.
Again, ready to go to work is Sanders, 4 of 7, 36 yards. He looks. He's got pressure. He skips away from it. Now he fights back to about the original line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to be sacked. That'll go down as a sack, 3rd sack by Carroll. That'll be a loss back to the 22-yard line. So that will be a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for Dickinson State.
It should be the last play of the quarter.
Let's see if they run a play or not even here. Let's see, down to 10, down to 9. We'll have our halftime report up and coming for you. Long count. And I don't think they're going to run a play. It's down to 3, down. Nope, they're not going to. So Carroll College is going to take a very, very comfortable lead into the locker room at halftime. They've taken advantage of some mistakes by the Blue Hawks and some turnovers by the Blue Hawks, and they've pasted 21 points on the board for Dickinson State University as the Blue Hawks trail 21-0 against Carroll College here. We'll come back and have our halftime report. Let's see. We'll be back in about, we got here about a 3-minute timeout, Jim. You know those timeouts. We'll be back in 3 minutes with our halftime report for you on KDIXN Consolidated.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at wccu.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Have you ever left home wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
With our scoring recap for you right now, Dickinson State and Carroll 21-0. Carroll College in the lead on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Like we said, this series, Dickinson State's won 6 times, Carroll's won 18, and this is kind of deja vu in the series. Carroll just thoroughly has dominated Dickinson State. Scoring summary, Peter Menert, a 17-yard touchdown run for Carroll, and that capped off a play drive of 13 plays, and a PAT kick was good, 7-0. Then again, Caden Hewitt hit a touchdown pass to Ockelson for 19 yards, and that made it 13-0. The PAT kick good, 5:38 left to go in the first quarter. It was 14-0. Then Carroll got it back again. They have Gross rushing for the touchdown, but it was Ford that did score the touchdown. So Ford scoring the touchdown for the Carroll Saints on an 8-yard touchdown run, and Berger hit the PAT, made it 21-0 with 3:58 left to go, and that's the way we stand. No scoring for the Hawks, 21 for Carroll, and that's what the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard reads here at Dickinson State. We'll take another 3-minute timeout, I believe. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and then we'll come back with the team and individual numbers in 3 minutes on KDIX and Consolidated.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
I wonder how much my car is worth. I just don't drive it anymore.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
I'm tired of my old car. I just want something different.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
What about boats and campers?
Dan Porter Motors will buy it. Now, for a limited time, Dan Porter Motors will give you the most for your car, boat, pickup, camper, motorcycle, jet ski, tractor. You get the picture. Just stop in, give them the keys, and they'll write you a check. It's that simple. See Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
Boy Toys.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
All right, back with you at the back, 21-0. The Saints of Carroll in the lead over Dickinson State, and sometimes they say the stat sheet lies. Today, the stat sheet doesn't lie. Carroll College in the first half has rushed for 116 yards. Dickinson State a -7 yards rushing. Passing for Dickinson State again in the ball game. Marcus Sanders, 4 of 8, 35 yards, no touchdowns and interception. Caden Hewitt, the University of Montana transfer, 14 of 17, 131 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Total yards in the football game, Dickinson State has a total of only 17 plays, 28 yards. Carroll College, 45 plays to 17 for Dickinson State, 247 yards. In the first down department, Carroll College, this stat is mind-blowing. 18 first downs for Carroll, just 1 for Dickinson State in the first half. Turnovers, Carroll had a fumble loss by Hewitt and an interception by Dickinson State's Rusty Mendenwald, so 2 turnovers in Dickinson State. Sanders threw an interception that set up Carroll's second score of the ball game deep in Dickinson State territory. Individually, we mentioned Hewitt's numbers and Sanders' numbers. Rushing for Carroll College, Minert, 9 carries for 68 yards, Ford, 7 carries for 15 yards. And Hewitt has done a nice job at quarterback, rushing 10 times for 24. Dickinson State, Caleb Riss, 4 carries for a plus 4 yards. Receiving, Gage Gilbert, 1 for 4. Caldron, 1 for 18. And Clark has 2 for 13. Again, for Carroll, Carson Oshaw, their fine tight end that Pete Stanton alluded to as their best player on the field. 6 catches, 63 yards. And again, some other guys, 4 catches for Vandenacre in the ball game. And Oxtelin has 2 catches, 1 for 19 yards, and a touchdown in the football game. Punting in the ball game for Dickinson State. In the punting department, 38.5 for Nelson, and Hewitt 1 for 27. Jim, what's the defensive numbers look like?
Well, for Carroll College, Tomasini leading the way, 3 total tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. In fact, Carroll College had 5 tackles for a loss in the first half. They had 3 sacks. Ali, Shields, and Swearell each with a sack in the first half for Carroll College. For Dickinson State, they were led in the first half by Ethan Hutchinson with 10 total tackles, 4 solo. Jamin Medlock with 6, 4 of them solo. Chase Selly with 4. Rustin Mendewald with 4. Nathaniel Gillick with 4 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Dalton Tweet with 4 tackles and 1 for a loss. And the lone quarterback sack, Dylan Dahlgren, had the 1 sack in the first half. And, of course, Mendewald had the interception for Dickinson State. So, like you said, stats don't lie in this ball game, and it was just thoroughly dominated by the Fighting Saints. The Saints in this first half have just done an outstanding job on both sides of the football. And like I said, you look at Hewitt's numbers, 14 of 17. There's 3 incompletions. 1 was a drop ball. 1 was on the hit that Hartman made at the 5-yard line to knock it incomplete. And the other one was the interception that Mendewald just stripped away from the wide receivers. So Hewitt has put the ball where the receivers have been able to make plays all afternoon long. And that's one of the big differences. And, of course, they've gotten the running game going, and they've been able to keep in front of the sticks. Only once have they been really far behind the sticks, and that was when they had the holding call, then the sack, and it was 4th down and 30, and they had the punt that had the personal foul on the roughing the punter penalty, and that maybe just turned the whole game upside down as it looked like Dickinson State was going to get the football, but instead Carroll got the first down across midfield, took it in for the score. Then Sanders throws the interception, and a couple plays later it's 14-0, and we're still in the first quarter. The defense has, played pretty well with the exception of those first 2 drives, but nonetheless, they've given up a lot of yards, and they've spent a lot of time out on the field. And probably the most happy guys out on the field at the halftime break of the Blue Hawk offense, because they get a chance to get in the locker room and sit down, and I'm sure Coach T is trying to figure out what to do to try and change things, because Carroll's just been successful doing everything they've wanted to do offensively and defensively. On the offense for Dickinson State, Carroll College front 4 and their back 4 have just been outstanding and really have not given Dickinson State much time to do anything offensively. So it's going to be a lot of work by Coach McCarville and Coach T in the locker room to try and make some adjustments and see if they can't turn this thing around in the second half. And if Mendewald doesn't make that interception, it's probably 24-0 or 28-0.
All right, thank you, JD. We're going to send it back to the studios, a 7-minute break, and then we'll come back with second half action. Halftime score, 21-0. Carroll in the lead, back in 7 minutes. Tristan?
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at wccu.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
on your feet for this Blue Hawk kickoff.
All right, thank you, Tristan. Great timing. Back with you. Dickinson State, I stand corrected, will receive the kickoff to begin the second half, trailing 21-0. There's the kick to Wicker. He's got it at the goal line. He's going to bring it out to the 5, cuts across at the 15 to the 10, and he's dropped that about the 15-yard line. So a short return. Wicker was going to try to make something happen, and Dickinson State, again, buried deep in their own territory, will go to work at their own 14-yard line, down 21-0.
I think he hesitated there for a second to see if he was on as he fielded the punt right at the goal line and decided, well, I might have to bring this out, as he thought maybe he was out of the end zone.
Well, he had an 88-yard kickoff return last week for a touchdown in Haber, and MSU know that it was called back on a block. Got some skills back there. All right, let's go to work here. Sanders on the flat, goes inside to Clark. Clark's got it at the 19. He'll be wrapped up there, coming up defensively to make the hit for the Saints of Carroll College, number 16. That is Orlando, and he makes the hit, but it'll be a pickup from the 14 to the 18, a 4-yard pickup on the play.
Third catch of the afternoon for Samaj Clark, got a 5 completions by Sanders.
39 yards throwing for Sanders, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 2nd and 6. Remember, the Hawks had just 1 first down in the first quarter. Again, ready to go to work. Quarterback, there's a handoff straight ahead. Wrist fights across the 20 out to about the 21, maybe 22-yard line. And that will be a pickup of 3 for Wrist on the play. Remember, the Hawks negative yards rushing, -7 in the first half, now at -4. Here we go again, 3rd down and about 2 for Dickinson State. The ball at the 22-yard line of Dickinson State.
It looked like the left side of that offensive line got a pretty good hole for Wrist to get through, but those linebackers filled in quickly and stopped Wrist from getting a first down.
So to bring up 3rd down, big play here offensively. Hawks desperately need a first down. They look out in the flat. They've got Gilbert out there, and he's got the first down and more. As he'll step it out across the 25 to the 27. Gilbert's 2nd catch of the ball game, and that will go from the 22 to the 27, a 5-yard reception and a first down for Dickinson State.
Pretty good safety net when you've got a 6'6", 250-pound tight end, and Sanders able to get him on just a little out pattern, and Gilbert turned it upfield and got a couple of extra yards as he tiptoed down that near sideline.
Now, we got 2 great tight ends, Gilbert and for Dickinson State and Oshaw for Carroll College. They're pretty good NAIA tight ends in this football game. Again, ready to go to work. Back to pass Sanders. Out in the flat, throws it behind the receiver that time. He was wide open, and Gunlack's going, man, I was open. You threw it behind me, Marcus. I couldn't get my arms back to it, and it goes incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down and 10 situation. So Gunlack had some space, but the ball behind him, and it goes incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 27. This might be the most plays Dickinson State's run in a series. They're at their 5th play. Again, as we said, they had very few plays in the first half, only 17 offensive plays in the first half. Twin set to the near side, right below us, in front of the DSU bench. They go solo far side. Sanders back to pass. They know he's going to throw. They're looking for Clark down there, and Clark is going to be held up. It'll go incomplete. And again, they want that hold on Clark as he got 3, but then got held up, and it goes incomplete. And the official says, well, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I didn't call it, so it wasn't. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 at the 27 for Dickinson State.
Well, Pete Stanton probably had the best view of anybody as it happened right in front of him, but the line judge said no go, but the Blue Hawks will... Well, there was a penalty on...
Oh, Carroll?
Carroll, 5-yarder.
Must have been offside penalty, okay. So we'll go back to 2nd down and 5 now, so 2nd and 5. On the offside penalty. Long count, this time by Sanders. Looks to the sideline. Play clock, plenty of time, down to 14 seconds. Again, Sanders comes up. Now they're looking again, now down to 8 seconds. Sanders again on the left hash mark. The offensive unit set, 2nd down and 5. Down to 3, down to 2, got it off. Here comes some pressure. Now they roll out. He's got some room. He's going to throw it out in the flat. He's got a receiver out there. It's tapped and intercepted. That's a tip drill you do. They were trying to get it out that time, on the flat, and it just got tipped away and then tipped into the defensive back's hand. Turnover number 2, Dickinson State, and not the way you want to start the second half, down 21-0. Clark a little disappointed. It looked like he was open. He was, but one of the defensive backs when they went up, tipped it, and it's picked off by Carroll College. And again, the woes offensively continue for Dickinson State University.
Elijah Larson, the defensive back, got the tip, and then the interception by the safety that time. Gunnar Julio made the pick. Just a great play by Larson, as it looked like Clark had a step, but Larson able to leap and get the tip, and Julio with the interception.
So it brings up 1st and 10 for Carroll again at their own 42. Big hole up the middle, Minert. And the defense, you can just see the deflated Dickinson State defense. They're back out there again. They were out there the entire first half, and the tackling is just broken down. So Minert will go from the 42 of Carroll all the way to the 43 of Dickinson State. That's a 15-yard pickup. First down, number 19 for Carroll. So 1st and 10 now. Again, and they have the football on the left side. Now they go for a pickup of about 4 or 5 more yards. Again, as they just run quickly, and they go quickly to Minert again, and he will carry the football for a pickup on the play of 5. Carroll again running the football, passing the football, very effective, very efficiently in the football game. 136 yards in the rushing department for Carroll. It'll bring up a second down, and let's call it 5 for Carroll at the 38 of DSU. They lead at 21-0 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Again, the Blue Hawks will drop back 3 linemen. They'll go with that 5 linebacker set. Again, Hewitt rolls to his right. Hewitt looking. Now he's got a big running seam up the middle. Nobody there. Osborne on that bad ankle trying to chase him down, and Hewitt will just run out of bounds. That opened up between the hash marks. They had everybody covered. Hewitt stepped to the right hash mark, cut back to the middle of the field, and went right between the hash marks all the way down from the 38 to the 19. A 19-yard rush for Hewitt. 20th first down for Carroll. And it's just fast time for Dickinson State's defense, and again, Carroll just breaking it open. There's Ford on the carry. That'll be a short gain for Ford, as he will go for a pickup of about a yard. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9, so 2nd and 9 for Carroll at the 19 of Dickinson State University. They lead 21-0. They have just picked off Sanders for the 2nd time in this ballgame. Both teams now with 2 turnovers. 11 minutes remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Carroll College in the lead, 21-0, and looking for more here at the back on a Saturday, beautiful Saturday afternoon here for football. Perfect fall afternoon, but hasn't been perfect for Dickinson State, been perfect for Carroll College. Nothing wrong for them, everything wrong for Dickinson. Goes forward to the outside. He's going to be run out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Good pursuit up front that time by Dickinson State. They'll send some new people in and out. They're running 4 or 5 guys out, trying to keep them as fresh as possible. So no gain, no loss on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 9 at the 19 for Carroll.
Dickinson State brought in a 5th defensive back, as checking into the ball game is Trey Gary, a freshman out of Havre, Montana.
So he played a lot last week up in Havre. He's getting some playing time today, a true freshman for the Blue Hawks. Again, Hewitt ready at quarterback. Rolls to his right. Flags down all over the place, trying to set up that screen out there to Osha, and he's going to be down. Great play over there by Chase Selly coming up, making the hit. That was read about as well as you can read. Or number 4, excuse me. Okay, that's Jack Hartman. So number 4 making the play. So let's see what the penalty was.
Well, the penalty flag came out right away. So it's either an offside or a procedure penalty on Carroll.
No gain on the play. Legal chip, Carroll. Let's see if they're going to take it or I think they're going to decline it. So it'll be a pickup of nothing on the reception that time. So again, it'll be no gain on the play.
It looks like Carroll's going to bring their field goal team out.
So they'll bring the field goal team out. Well, Carroll. And the field goal attempt will be put down at the 26, so a 36-yard attempt. Kick is up plenty of distance. Did it get through the upright? No good. It's wide to the right, so the field goal not good. So the turnover does not come back to bite the Hawks, and Carroll misses the field goal. And Dickinson State will retain possession of the football, but again, they trail 21-0 on the CHI St. Alexios Health scoreboard, and we'll just keep it right here.
Spencer Berger was in on the field goal try for Carroll College and just pulled it a little bit to the left as he was on the left hash mark.
So Dickinson State, again, that defense for Carroll, they have been outstanding. You've heard their names quite a bit today. Alley up front, Shields and Suero up there along with Fleming, and then linebackers Tomasini and Ivory B and Gross have done a great job, and then the secondary again is just really shut down Dickinson State. So the Blue Hawks again will go to work. Let's see where they put the ball down at, right at the 20-yard line. So they'll go to work at their own 20-yard line, trying to manufacture any type of offense. Just under 10 minutes remaining to play, and Sanders will go to work for Dickinson State. Back to pass, looks on the flat. Now he's going to be sacked for the 4th time. And boy, he went down hard. Let's see if he's okay. Boy, he went down. They grabbed him by the shoulder pads and just flung him to the ground. Another sack, that offensive line. This front four for Carroll has just been outstanding. And Pete Stanton mentioned that in the pregame. Their front four, they come with 5 all the time, trust their secondary to contain the receivers. Carroll's done both of those things today, and that'll be a loss all the way back from the 20 to the 14, a 6-yard loss. Dickinson State a minus 10 yards rushing in this football game. Into the ball game now for Dickinson State. For the Blue Hawks, we got a new man in there. It's not Nate Nordby. We got to get that correction. Pass on the flat. It's going to be hauled in at the 21-yard line. A diving catch that time. Let's see if that's Wicker out of the backfield. It is. So Wicker will come up with the catch, and he'll get some yardage back. He'll get 7 yards back on that. And 7 of 14 now for 46 yards passing. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Brings up 3rd and 9 for Dickinson State, and the ball spotted at the 30 or the 21-yard line of DSU.
I believe that's Brown in the backfield now. That's for Dickinson State.
Isaiah Brown, there it is. Yep, that is number 4. They have Isaiah Brown back there, so Brown in the backfield. Back to pass again, looking, tucking, no place to go. We got flags down. Oh, and Sanders goes down. I don't think he's going to get up. Man, did he get popped over there big time.
Well, there's 2 flags on the field.
Let's take a look at this here. Sanders rolls to the other block there. I don't know if that was the penalty or not. And then that's what it looks like, the block there.
I think the turf monster came up and got him as he kind of went down awkward. If you watch towards the end of the run.
Let's see, Sanders rolls. Okay, still looking.
Right here as he hits the 20-yard line.
Oh, he got tripped up there. That guy tripped him up, and then he got flipped over. Okay, that's what it was. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. It actually was a gain of a yard on the play, actually, for Dickinson State.
Well, the offense of Dickinson State comes to the near sideline. Now they do an about face.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 32, defense.
I think a high-low block, illegal block on the defense. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it is.
I believe Tomasini, the linebacker, undercut one of the offensive linemen.
And then somebody came over the top, I think, and did something too. So,
well, I think it was the fact that Tomasini, he's the one that got called for the penalty, tried to block one of the offensive players
below the waist,
okay, or from the knees down.
Good call, Jim, on that. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for their 3rd first down. The ball spotted at the 38-yard line of Carroll. So Sanders back in there. He's up, appears to be okay. Puts Calderon in motion, and Calderon will come to the left. They'll go to Whitaker. He'll try and break a tackle, fights his way out across the 40 to the 41, and he'll pick up, Wicker will pick up 3 yards on the play for Dickinson State. The Hawks still negative yards rushing, a -7 rushing for Dickinson State in this football game. 2nd down and 7 at the 41. Dickinson State has the football. I'm trying to think, they haven't been in Carroll College territory all day in this football game. No, they have not.
And the wrist checks back in as Wicker will check out.
The 5th play of this drive for Dickinson State. Again ready, Sanders has wrist in the shotgun with him to his left. Stack that tight end. Gilbert will stay in tight. They'll put a man in motion. They're going to run it straight ahead. Wrist just powers out across the 41 to the 44. So Wrist will pick up 3, and that will bring up another 3rd down and about 4 for Dickinson State at the 44, their own 44-yard line.
From their own 44.
Play number 6 for Dickinson State. Gilbert again will stay in tight for Dickinson State. They'll come twin receiver left. Looks like Clark and Calderon will come wide left side. They need about 4.5 yards for a first down. Here comes the pressure. They pick it up. Helmets flying all over the place. They got the pass out there. Nice catch that time. Going up in the air. There's Samaj Clark. Calls it in. So Clark comes up with the catch. No penalty flag down. And that'll go from the 44 of Dickinson State to the 44 of Carroll, and that is a 12-yard pickup for Clark and a first down for Dickinson State.
And the guy whose helmet came off was Carson Lunick, the center, so Grant Keys will come in and take center. And I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty, as it looked like maybe a hands to the face caused Lunick to lose his helmet, but no penalty, so Lunick will have to check out for a play as Keys will come in and play center for this play.
New snapper, new situation for the quarterback. Good snap by Keys. Back to pass. They're looking downfield, getting it out there for Clark, and he's going to be run out of bounds. It'll be incomplete as Clark tried to get to it, but the ball flew far towards the sideline and out of bounds. 8 of 16 now for 58 yards for Sanders. No touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the football game.
And great coverage that time by Elijah Larson as he used the sideline for an additional defender and just rode Sanders down that left sideline. And Larson and Sanders have become quite familiar with each other this afternoon.
Yeah, the leading both guys all conference for both teams, and both pretty talented. And Clark beginning to warm up a little bit now, was held pretty much in check in the first half. Wrist comes to his left, back to his right off the left hip of Sanders on 2nd down and 10. There's the pass out to Wrist out of the backfield. He's at the 40. He's going to be just shy of first down yardage. Guys down near the 37, 36-yard line. Let's see where they spotted 36, so an 8-yard reception. Nice play that time, though, by the Blue Hawks. Just trying to get some momentum, trying to get something going, Jim, offensively, and having a little bit of success now on this drive.
And a good catch that time by Wrist as the defensive lineman, Bridger Fleming, was right with Wrist, but Wrist able to make the catch, get to the outside, and get a nice gain. Brings up a 3rd down and short for the Hawks.
Hey, the Hawks their 9th play, longest drive of the day, and they're in 2-down territory, down 21-0 here in the 3rd quarter. They got to get 2 plays. There's the fake of the handoff. Now we got bodies all over the place again. The collision down there. I think Gilbert was the intended receiver, and Gilbert got tangled up that time. Can't see if that's Clark or if that's Calderon, but they got all tangled up, and it just goes incomplete. 9 of 17 now, 66 yards, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and the 10th play of the drive is a 4th and 2 at the Carroll College 36-yard line.
Blue Hawks, of course, going to keep that offense out there as they brought Houle in at the tight end position and then have Gilbert lined up at a slot position.
So again, ready to go to work. Long count. Sanders back to pass. Across the middle in traffic. Did he come up with it? Yes, he did. Nice catch that time. That's Houle. Boy, that was a bullet that time by that. May have been the best pass of the day by Sanders, and it was a bullet from the 36 to the 30, a pickup of 6.
And Houle's coming limping off the field as he got a pretty good pop right in the back. And that time, if Sanders wanted to, he could have thrown a little pass to the outside as Brown out of the backfield was wide open to his right, but saw his first read right in the middle, Houle, and was able to get the line drive pass for the first down at the 31-yard line.
The Hawks tried to get on the board. 5 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Carroll 21, Dickinson State 7. Little delay this time. They go to Whitaker again. He breaks the tackle, keeps his feet inside the 30, and powers his way down to about the 25-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 6 for Wicker on the play. So Wicker will pick up 6. And Dickinson State finally out of the minus column rushing, just 2 yards rushing, but it'll bring up 2nd and 4 at the Carroll College 25-yard line.
And a good strong run by Wicker, despite the fact he's listed at just 5'10", 160. Got a pretty good pop at about the 26, 27-yard line and able to pop off it and get another 2 yards, get down to the 25, bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Clark comes out solo left. They'll go trips to the far side, and that's the way they look to Clark. They get it out in the flat. He's got it at the 20 and breaks the tackle at the 15, keeps his feet still going inside the 10, inside the 5, all the way down to the 1. What a play. That brings the crowd to their feet here. That'll be a pickup of 24 yards, and Samaj Clark did it almost all on his own on that play.
And a rare cheer from the Blue Hawk faithful this afternoon as Clark took a little short pass, got it at the 21-yard line, made a cut back to the middle, and made a couple of nice turns and spins and got it inside the 5 all the way down at about the 2-yard line.
So again, back in the ball game for Dickinson State. I'm going to check that number again for the Hawks. And there's a handoff straight ahead, and I don't know if he got in or not. No, we got. I can't think of his name.
Brown.
No, it's not Brown. Brown is Brown wears number 9. So for Dickinson State, 41 I think is. Look here again. He played last week quite a bit also, but we'll get it straightened out. Anyway, it'll be 2nd and goal. No gain, no loss on the play. So 2nd and goal at the 1. And again, ready to go to work. Long count. They look in the end zone. They get it off. Clark's got it. Touchdown, Dickinson State. Samaj Clark comes up with a 1-yard touchdown reception, and Dickinson State gets on the board. That'll cap a nice drive for the Blue Hawks, a 14-play drive that covers 80 yards. That's more typical for Dickinson State. It took them a while to get it going, but they finally did. 12 of 20 now for 97 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in the football game. And for Sanders, and the Hawks trail 21-6. And to do the PAT attempt is the Dickinson product, Nelson. The kick is up, and the kick looks good, and the kick is good. So Dickinson State cuts the lead to 14. Carroll College 21. Dickinson State 7. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDIF.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Prevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts.
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
To wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
At Consolidated, we believe that neighbors serving neighbors is what it's all about. Now, when you partner with us, we'll give you up to $150 bill credit for every neighbor or friend you refer to Consolidated. Receive a $50 credit for one service, a $100 credit for 2, even $150 for all 3 services. Choose from internet, telephone, or cable TV. Plus, there's no limit on referrals. Get to know your neighbor and earn $150 in bill credit. Find out more at consolidatednd.com.
The first quarter, Dickinson State has one in the third quarter, and again, Clark calls it in. The 1-yard touchdown pass from his quarterback, and of course that is Marcus Sanders. The PAT kick good by Nelson, and it's a 21-7 lead for Carroll. And Dickinson State finally gave that defensive unit, Jim, a little bit of time to catch their breath also on the sidelines.
And did a nice job of throwing the football, did Sanders in that drive. As I made some key passes, found Samaj Clark a couple of times, including the touchdown catch, and of course made that great throw to Hool on the 4th and 2.
In to do, Quinn Kaplan, the kicker out of Wyoming, the true freshman kicker. He'll tee it up, and he'll approach the football, and there's a line drive, end-over-end type kick. I'm going to carry down to the 4-yard line. He'll be fielded by one of the deep men back there, and they've got a seam. He breaks the tackle at the 30 and brought down at the 38. Just about popped it, about a step away from popping that one. That looked like Brinson Bailey on the return, so that's a return of about from the 4-yard line out to about the 38, about a 34-yard return. And Carroll College will go to work with the football at their own 38-yard line. Again, leading in the ball game 21-7. They take over, 2:38 remaining to play here in the third quarter. Carroll College 21, Dickinson State 7.
A great tackle that time. I believe it was Glasscock on the tackle as he was able to wrap him up and get the stop at about the 37.
There goes Hewitt again. They're going to run him a little bit, I suspect. Carroll right now, you got a 21-0 lead, and again, Dickinson State took a lot of time off the clock on that drive. You're up 2 scores with 2.5 minutes left to go, and you got a quarterback that's had a great day throwing the football, Hewitt, and very consistent, not big-time rushes, but 3, 4, 5 yards every time he touches the ball, and that time he goes for 4 yards on the play. That'll be a pickup of 4, make it a 2nd down and 6 for Carroll. The ball at their own 42-yard line. Now it's time they're going to go ahead and on the carry. Hewitt keeps it again, breaks the tackle, cuts inside, keeps his feet all the way down to the 36-yard line, and that's what he can do. And he did it there, and that'll be a pickup of the 8 to the midfield stripe, and then you tack on another 13, 21-yard rush for Hewitt. in the football game, and that's another first down for Carroll College, their 21st first down of the football game.
And a great fake to Minert as the defense went to Minert, and Hewitt got to the outside to the left side, had all kinds of openings.
Ford on the carry, straight ahead. He'll pick up 2 on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for Carroll. So 2nd down and 8 for the Carroll College Saints again, who trail in this football game, or lead in this football game, 21-7. Again, ready to go back to work.
Well, that defense needs to come up with the stop here again as Carroll College is driving into Dickinson State territory already at the 35-yard line.
So 2nd down and 8 at the 35 of Dickinson State. Hewitt again ready. Claps the hands. Takes the handoff. They're looking deep. There's some pressure. He's hit. Gets away from it. He's got a man down there. Did he come up with it? Yes, he did. That's going to be a catch down at the 10-yard line, coming underneath the defender that time. I think that was Chase Selly trying to get there, but he did not. I think that was number 18, if I'm not mistaken, coming up with the catch, Holmes. And that goes from the 35. That's a 25-yard pass completion. 1st and 10 Carroll. 22nd first down. Up the middle, there goes Ford to the 6. He'll be dropped. A pickup of 4 on that. With that completion, Hewitt in the football game for Carroll College. He's just done a good job. 16 completions and 19 attempts for a total of 156 yards passing. 1 interception, 1 touchdown. 2nd down, and we'll call it 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line of DSU. So Carroll trying to answer right away.
And those 3 incompletions, a drop, a pass breakup, and an interception.
They get the handoff. They go to Ford, and he runs into a wall at the 5, and he'll be dropped there. Good pursuit over on that right side, defensive side of the line. That's Dylan Dahlgren, I think, over there, making the initial hit, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Dickinson State, the only team to score in the 3rd quarter. Carroll has 21, Dickinson State 7. We head to the 4th quarter on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. We'll come back. It'll be 3rd and goal at about the 6-yard line for the Saints. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDIX Dickinson.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Well, back with you. Carroll College looking at 3rd down, and let's call it 3rd and about 6. So 3rd and about 6 for the Saints. Actually, 3rd and goal from the 6, I should say. Hewitt. Let's see if he runs here. He's got Ford in the backfield. Minert and Ford have been the backs. He's going to flip that little thing around. They're going to throw it out wide open. They run a halfback pass and completely had everybody fooled. And number 18, great play calling, Lincoln Holmes. Let's see who was out there wide open. Boy, that was set up perfectly as Holmes got the little reverse flip. And then he just looked in the end zone. Nobody picked up the receiver.
It's the quarterback, Hewitt.
Yeah, it's Hewitt, the receiver. So
they took Hewitt, put him in motion. He went to the slot. Ford took the Wildcat snap and flipped it to the receiver, Holmes, and then Holmes just flipped it to a wide open Hewitt for the touchdown. So the Fighting Saints going to the bag of tricks for their touchdown and get the PAT. And so the first play of the 4th quarter, a little trickery by the Fighting Saints to get back on the board.
So the Fighting Saints take that lead back to 21. Carroll College 28, Dickinson State 7. We'll be back to the back with the Saints kickoff to Dickinson State in 30 seconds on KDIX.
So let's say you buy one of those value meals and it costs you about $10. Then they give you one free value meal once a week for the rest of your life. That would be a pretty good deal, right? Well, at Dan Porter Motors, when you buy a vehicle, we give you free car washes for life, valued at about $10. Let's say you wash your vehicle twice a week for 10 years. That comes out to over $10,000. That's a pretty good deal. See Dan Porter Motors for your next vehicle and get free car washes for life.
All right, back with you. Nice drive by Carroll, answering Dickinson State's drive, and they did in about 2.5 minutes, about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Ends up being a 6-play, 62-yard drive for Carroll, and they score again with 14:53 remaining to play here in the football game and lead it 28-7. The Blue Hawks will get the football back. Again, this Carroll College team has dominated this series and leading it by a margin 25th meeting. They've won 18. There's a return, and on the return to the 15, maybe out to about the 17, pretty short return. That's Kobe Smith on the return for Dickinson State. So the Hawks will get it at about their own 17-yard line. And that's where they'll go to work, down 28-7 to the Carroll College Fighting Saints in the contest. Carroll College again in this football game has just been very impressive offensively in the contest today against Dickinson State.
Well, the time of possession's looking a little bit better. 27.5 minutes for Carroll College, just over 17.5 for Dickinson State.
All right, let's get back to work here for the Blue Hawks. Again, Sanders at quarterback. I think Rich back in there at running back. They'll look out in the flat. They get it out to Calderon. He tries to slip a tackle, and he's going to be covered up. Those defensive backs for Carroll just get to the football so quick. They play it very tough. That goes from the 18 to the 20, so that'll be a 2-yard catch, and they'll bring up 2nd down and 8. And the Hawks come right up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, down 28-7 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard.
Yeah, the safety, Braden Orlandi, was able to read that and get upfield and get the tackle for a short gain.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 8, back to pass. Across the sideline, they get it off there, and that's going to be hauled in by Clark. He's going to be right down at about the 26-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 6 for Samaj Clark, who's turning in some nice numbers, as he always does, the all-conference receiver for Dickinson State University. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about, let's call it 3rd and about a yard to go for Dickinson State at the 27-yard line of Carroll College. Again, down 28-7, 13:45 remaining to play in this contest. Carroll College 28, Dickinson State 7. Battle of nationally ranked teams. There's the carry up the middle, 1st down yardage. As we got Piles pushing back and going forward. Let's wait and see. Who carried the ball that time?
It was Brown.
Was it Brown again? Number 41. There you go from Brown on the carry. So Brown will pick up some positive yardage. Brown goes from the 27 to the 30, a pickup of 3. Dickinson State just 5 yards rushing in this football game. That number is really strange when you talk Dickinson State University Blue Hawk football. Only 5 yards rushing the entire contest. Man in motion comes from left to right. That's Clark, and Calderon. They're looking downfield. They go out in the flat. That pass is a good defensive play by the offensive receiver, Meineke, that time, and on the coverage that time for Carroll College. A good read defensively by their D-back. That's number, I believe, number 17 in the ball game for Carroll College, and that is Northlead, who's a defensive back, and they've got a couple of 17s, but Northlead on the defensive side, so it goes incomplete.
And Gilbert is the one that had to play defense, as Northlead had good coverage underneath and just about came up with the pick, but Gilbert able to make sure that the ball was incomplete.
2nd down situation, 2nd and 10. Sanders back to pass, looking across the middle. He's got a receiver at about the 34-yard line. That'll be Gilbert again coming up with the catch. So it'll be a pickup of 4 on the play for Gilbert, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Dickinson State at their own 34-yard line with 12.5 minutes remaining to play. Carroll in the lead, 28-7 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Dickinson State trying to get another offensive drive mounting. Here they ran a bundle of plays last series. They went 80 yards, did Dickinson State in 12 plays and got their first 14 plays, got their first score. They need a 1st down to keep this one going here. Again, it looks like they'll switch the running back right to left. Sanders back to pass. This time he's got some time, goes out of the backfield, but not much room over there for the running back, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. Everything covered downfield, and I think it's wrist over there, but let's wait and see exactly.
No, I believe it's Brown out of the
Okay,
backfield.
that's Brown, number 41. So it'll be a pickup on the play of 2 yards on the catch, but Dickinson State will bring the punting unit in, and they'll punt the football back to Carroll College, trailing 28-7. And the punt attempt upcoming for the Blue Hawks, down by 21 points with 11:45 remaining to play in this football game. Dickinson State again gets the punt off. Another nice punt by by Dickinson State that time by Nelson, and there's a return, breaking a tackle, keeping his feet. He's got room. He could go. Nelson comes up and makes the touchdown-saving tackle. Boy, he bounced off a lot of people, and that return that time by Carroll College, that's Sullivan. That time he didn't signal for the fair catch, but flags down all over the place, and that's going to go against Carroll College, so that'll bring it back. So the flag comes out. Let's wait and see what the call is before we say it. So we should wait and see before block to the back. So Carroll College again will get the football back, but they will.
Where the flag is, it's about the 32-yard line, so they'll be back at their 22 instead of out at midfield. But what a great tackle by Nelson, as it looked like Sullivan was going to bust it, but Nelson made a nice tackle right at midfield.
So again, ready to go to work at the 22, their own 22. But Carroll, as we said, with that 21-point lead, they're not concerned about points anymore. They like that 4-digit number on the brand-new scoreboard at 11:26. They just want to burn some time off of that. If they get points, fine. If not, Dickinson State doesn't have the ball and can't score. So Hewitt again will go to work. He's been outstanding today for the Saints at quarterback. There's a carry straight ahead, and that's Minert on the carry, and Minert will go for about 3-4 yards out to the 27-yard line. 23, I guess, was the line of scrimmage. They'll put it at the 26, so let's give Minert a pickup of 3 on the play.
Well, Carroll College's offensive line, we've talked about it. They've just been outstanding this afternoon, as Dickinson State very rarely has gotten the running back in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage. They've always been able to get positive yardage on first down.
Oh, they're looking deep downfield, but it's well over the intended receiver that time. That is Alkelshin trying to come up with it. Chris, the redshirt senior, 6'2", 205, and he just couldn't run under it. Led him too far, and that'll be an incompletion on the books, and that's, I think, only the 4th incompletion. I got him 16 for 20, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in the ball game, about 156 yards passing in this contest.
And that's the first incompletion that hasn't hit a receiver. His other 3 incompletions, a drop, a pass breakup, and an interception.
All right, so we'll go to work with 3rd down and 7 at the 26. Carroll in their own territory. Minard comes out of the backfield. They run that little tight end screen trying to get it to Osha. He's got enough for first down. No, excuse me, that's not Osha. That is number 7, Ashkelin, and he'll go to the 35-yard line. 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's enough for a first down. And Carroll's just been able to convert 3rd downs pretty consistently in this ball game, and again they do it there. And for first downs, I've now got Carroll with 23. That's a Dickinson State number for first downs in most games, and Carroll's turned the table, and they've got it today. They have just been very impressive here today against Dickinson State on the road. So 1st and 10, the ball again at the 35-yard line. There's the handoff straight ahead. Ford on the carry. There's that 4, 5, 6 yards again. They'll spot it right at the 40-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for Carroll College at their own 40-yard line. Under 10 minutes now, and Carroll again just content to run the clock here, run the ball. Though I don't suspect we'll see a lot of passing. They may take a few shots downfield, but Hewitt again readies his offensive unit. Here comes some pressure from the outside. He's got all kinds of time, steps away from it again. And there's the big tight end open again. There's Osha. What's he brought in today, Jim? Boy, Osha, that catch will go from the 40-yard line to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 21 yards. And boy, he has had it and peeped that and called it. He said he is a tough cookie, and he has been a tough cookie today in this ball game.
That'll be his 8th reception of the afternoon for 84 yards.
Wow, 1st and 10. For Carroll College. And again, there's the pass on the inside. A little hit from behind. Dahlgren coming all the way from his defensive tackle position to haul in the receiver that time. That is Vandenaker, but that's a pickup of 7 on the play. And Carroll College again just continues. Dickinson State defensively just not able to match up with this offensive speed of receivers, the running backs, the quarterback. Again, a big hole for Ford. He busts to the outside. He could go all the way. A missed tackle. Gillick will chase him down inside the 15, all the way down to the 13, and it's just chunk time now for Carroll College as that will take it from the 32 down to the 17. And Dickinson State has a player getting up very slowly. Is that Gillick down there? I'm trying to catch a number. That's a 15-yard chunk on that carry.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's Gillick because he's been out on the field a lot and running around. I'm sure he's had a day running around, probably a little bit tired this afternoon.
Well, let's wait and see what it is. He had to come up from behind and make the tackle and then went over the top.
I don't think it's Gillick.
Maybe
I believe it's Medlock, the defensive back.
D-back, okay.
Yep.
I saw the 3, couldn't see if it was a 4 or 9, but another first down for Carroll, their 24th first down of the football game. And boy, right now, Carroll just wearing down this Dickinson State defense, and I don't know if you can be in defense because Carroll's made them pay today with just a great and bruising offense, throwing the football, running the football against what looks like just, of course, and remember, Dickinson State missing a few kids defensively also, but still, you got to play the game today, and their defense has just not been up to the task against this Carroll College offense, who has just been thoroughly dominating. Again, they're over 300 total yards, approaching just about 400 total yards in this contest. So first down and 10, the ball spotted at the 13-yard line of Dickinson State. 8th play of this drive for Carroll. Again, Hewitt ready. There's the snap. The guy to get to the outside, not much doing that time. That'll be a pickup of about 2-3. Coming up to make the hit that time for Dickinson State.
Dahlgren again.
Yeah, Dahlgren, and also over the top that time came Mendenwald again. So that'll be a pickup of about, let's call it a yard on the play on that pickup, and it'll bring up a second down and 9 for Carroll. Ball again just inside the 12-yard line, so we'll call the line of scrimmage the 12-yard line. 9th play of the drive for Carroll, down to 7:45 remaining to play. Been a fast game. This had a lot of incompletions, and then back to pass, looking for more in the end zone. Did they get it out there? They did. There's that tight end again. He got around the defensive back that time, Trey Gary, the true freshman, and the veteran Osha pulls it in, and Carroll College adds again to the scoreboard, makes it 34-7 with the PAT attempt upcoming as Osha hauls in another one, another touchdown, 20th completion in 24 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and that goes again on the touchdown pass for Carroll College of 12 yards, and it makes it a lead now, 205 yards passing in the football game. There's the PAT attempt. It looks good, and it is good. And Carroll College, a 10-play drive. And they go 78 yards in 10 plays, does Carroll College. And again, they blow it wide open, 35-7. Carroll leading Dickinson State University. We'll be back with the kickoff to the Hawks. We'll be back in 1 minute. Sometimes when you play somebody and they're playing a game like they did today, we've seen Dickinson State do this to a lot of opponents they played. And Carroll College, you just got to give them a tip of the hat. They have just been dominant from the get-go. We go back early in this ball game when the Dickinson State Hawks had them stopped on like Jim mentioned, a holding penalty and a sack, and it was a 4th and 30. They had the punt, roughing the punter, automatic first down, and Carroll took advantage, got a touchdown, and they have not looked back since late in the first quarter as they lead it now 35-7 And just a tip of the hat to them. 25 first downs. They have
27.
27 first downs, excuse me. I wrote 27 down, said 25. And they have just dominated the action. There's not much you can say other than Dickinson State has gotten spanked today here by Carroll College at the back. But
well, and you also look at the interception that Mendenwald made. If he doesn't make that interception, there's maybe another touchdown or a field goal. They've got a missed field goal, plus the turnover that they had, the fumble deep in Blue Hawk territory. So you look at what it could be. I know it's bad the way it looks right now, but it could be worse. Carroll College, 425 yards in total offense, 27 first downs here in the ball game.
1st and 10 for Dickinson State, 25-yard line. See who's in at quarterback, if they got Sanders in there or not. Oh, it's tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Boy, it's gone from bad to worse for the Blue Hawks. That time they were trying to get it out in the flat to Clark, and it just got tipped away. And that would have been 6, I think, if he could have hung on to it, but it didn't.
The linebacker, Connor Kernow, a 6'4" redshirt junior out of Dillon, Montana. Great defensive play that time to get the tip and just about got the diving stop. Dickinson State just 8 first downs and 125 yards in total offense. So Carroll College with 19 more first downs and almost 300 yards more in offense.
They go out in the flat. There's Gunlack at the 32-yard line or 31-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7. 17 now of 30 for Sanders. 118 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3rd down with 7:23. And let's call it 3rd and 4 for Dickinson State at their own 31-yard line.
Got a Carroll College player down on the field across the way. I believe it's Rocky Shields, the defensive lineman.
Well, we got an injury timeout, and the training staff out there.
Now they're looking at
the lower leg area. Never know if it's a knee or an ankle or that type of thing. It's like they're pounding on the kneecap almost.
Trying to wake it up.
Yeah, trying to get it going.
Now that's one thing you don't want to see late in a ball game, especially if you're Carroll College with a 28-point lead, to see anybody get injured. And of course Shields, a redshirt sophomore in that starting defensive line for the Fighting Saints. And that defensive front has just had an outstanding ball game as the Blue Hawks have been unable to get the running game going. Sanders has been under pressure almost all afternoon anytime he's gone back to pass. And of course Sanders has been sacked 4 times this afternoon.
Now they're going to help him off there. A couple of teammates come out, and he's very ginger on that right leg.
In fact, I don't think he's putting any pressure on that right leg.
He's trying to step down on it a little bit, but nope, he's just got it up in the air just off the ground. So they'll help him get off, and let's hope it's nothing serious as the Hawks will look at a 3rd down and 4 at their own 31-yard line. 7:23 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. 35 Carroll, 7 Dickinson State. And again, ready to go to work at the old back is Sanders, and Marcus will call out signals. Long count. We got plenty of time on the play clock. It was reset, so he goes across the middle. And that's going to be, I believe, a completion, and it'll be a 1st down. Nice catch that time. Is that Gilbert again? Yes, it is. So Gilbert will come up with it. They comes out to the 35, and that will be a pickup on the play of 4 yards, and another 1st down for Dickinson State. About 22 yards passing now. 1st down. What was that, number 9, Jimmy, for the Hawks? I think we're at 9 or 10 now. Number 9, yeah, in the 1st down department. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Again, the ball at the 35-yard line. Up by 28. Carroll's not pulling anybody out. They've got their first unit defensive squad out there. Back the pass is Sanders. Looks out deep. Oh, I don't know who he's throwing that to. Somebody ran a wrong route there. There was Gilbert running a route. Or was that Meineke?
Maybe it was Meineke cut in and instead of going to the out. Or he was expecting Gunlack to go down the sideline.
Whatever it was not a good connection, and the ball will be incomplete. And the Hawks will look at a 2nd down and 10 situation. So 2nd down and 10 for DSU at their own 35-yard line, trailing 35-7 with 6:28 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard.
Well, Sanders has been able to get the football to Samaj Clark. It's just that Clark hasn't been able to get any yardage. He's just got 7 catches for just 62 yards.
Oh, that ball is batted loose by the defensive lineman that time. Number 4 coming in that time for Carroll. And that's Ellie, I do believe. He was getting ready to throw, pulled it back, and then Ellie poked it to the ground. And it'll be a sack on the play back to the 29. And that will be a loss on the play of 6 yards for Dickinson State. As he said, they have had hardly any yards running the football today. I think I've got them for a -1 in this football game for Dickinson State with that loss of 6 yards on the sack there. So that'll bring up a third down situation. They have to get all the way out to the 45 there to 29, so 3rd and 16 with 5:45 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. There's a little hook and ladder to Clark, and Clark will be stepped out of bounds, and that will be a catch by Cauldron. And let's see how far that goes from the 29 out to the 37-yard line. So that'll be an 8-yard reception for Cauldron and Clark. So it'll bring up a punting situation for Dickinson State, trailing in this ball game on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard by a margin of 35-7. So again, the Hawks will turn it over on downs here at the back, and Carroll College will get the football back, leading with 5:18 remaining to play, and the Saints will get it back. Nelson gets the punt off, angles it towards the far hash mark, signals for the fair catch, and that'll be taken back there by Sullivan, and he will take it. And the ball will go back to the Saints at their own 30-yard line. Again, Dickinson State down 35-7 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard here at the back. Don't forget, we'll have our play of the game upcoming a little bit later. We'll have our player of the game for Dickinson State upcoming a little bit later, and we'll have to work on that a little bit today as it's just been such a dominating performance by Carroll College here. It looks like Dickinson State now might have some new people in there defensively also. Let's see, Brent Tentoff in there, a linebacker. Carroll might have a new quarterback also. Let's take a look at it. I'd be surprised if they still have Hewitt in there. That is a new quarterback, and straight ahead on the carry, breaking a tackle at the 39 out to about the 40-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard pickup on that rush.
Yep, Quinn Stamps, the redshirt senior, in there for the Saints at the quarterbacking position.
Okay. And that rush that time, I'm trying to get a number on that. A new guy in that lineup.
23.
Okay, number 23, and that is Brinson Bailey. So Bailey on the carry. That was a first down for Carroll College, and they're coaching 30 first downs in this football game, 28, so 1st and 10. Again, ready to go to work. The new quarterback for Carroll. Play clock down to 4:31. There's Bailey again. He's hit, breaks the tackle, cuts to the outside to the 45, and flags come down. So let's wait and see what the call is all about there.
Well, it's a late flag. I would assume it's a holding call on Carroll. It's one thing we haven't had a lot.
No.
We haven't had a lot of penalties, but it seems like when there are penalties, especially for Dickinson State, they've been in inopportune times, but this time it's a holding call. I believe just the second hold on the Fighting Saints offensive line, who's had just an outstanding afternoon here at the back.
So they'll put it back to the 31, so it'll be a 10-yard penalty, and Carroll will have to get out to the 49, so we'll call it 1st and 20 for Carroll at their own 31-yard line. Down to 4:20 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Dickinson State trailing Carroll 35-7. They're looking at their first loss of the season. Carroll looking to go to 2-1. The Hawks dropping to 2-1. Man, they're still throwing it out there. That's a 35-7 lead, and they're airing it out right now. And again, that'll be an incompletion, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 20 for Carroll.
Going back to that offensive line for Carroll, they've only got one senior in that starting offensive line. That's their left tackle, Andrew Devine. The rest, you've got a couple of juniors and 2 redshirt freshmen in that offensive line for Carroll College. So the Fighting Saints, a little bit of youth up front, but have had an outstanding game this afternoon for the white-clad Saints out of Helena, Montana.
Bailey in at running back. Again, Stamps at the quarterback position. There's the snap. I'm going to throw it out in the flat again to Bailey. And Bailey's got a little bit of room. He'll be cut down at about the 45-yard line, where they give him forward progress to the 46-yard line. So that is a pickup on the play of 15 on the completion for Carroll College. Again, they're over 400 yards in total offense today against this Dickinson State defense, and it'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 3rd down and about 5 to go for Carroll at their own 46-yard line. Down to 3.5 minutes left to play in this football game. Again, Stamps ready to go to work. Quinn Stamps, a redshirt senior quarterback, 6'4", 225. He readies himself. He drops back out of the shotgun, looking downfield, throws it across the middle. He's got a receiver open, and that's going to be hauled in at the 37-yard line of Dickinson State. So that will be a pickup on the play of 20 or 17 yards on the pass completion for Stamps. Another first down, 29 first downs for Carroll College. As the ball spotted at the 37-yard line of DSU.
Vandenaker with another catch, his 6th of the afternoon.
And the Saints break the huddle. On the 2:55 left to play on the CHI St. Alexius L scoreboard. Long count this time by the quarterback. There's the handoff straight ahead. Powers inside the 35 down to the 37-yard line. So that'll be a pickup on the play. About 5 more on the rushing side of things. So the Saints, again, they got to be close to 500 yards of total offense in this football game. They got to be
243 passing, 225 rushing.
Not quite there, but close to it anyway.
That would be 468 right
468 yards in total offense for Carroll. That is a lot against the Dickinson State defense. They have done it impressively today, leading 35-7. Long count again by Stamps. Now he's going to throw it again. They keep throwing the football out there, and it's incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. So 3rd down and 5. Again, let's see, we've got a couple of new people checking in for Dickinson State defensively in that secondary. Ryan Rock in there for the Blue Hawks. Again, Dickinson State down 35-7. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left to play on the CHI St. Alexius L scoreboard. And now the clock stopped at 2:02. We'll have a 2-minute warning, or 2-minute timeout, I guess. I call it warning. They call it a timeout. Again, Stamps will bring it up down to 7 on the play clock. And again, a long count. Here comes a little bit of pressure. Now they're looking deep downfield. Still looking. Stamps has got some time. He just airs it out towards the end zone, and it's way over the head of everybody and incomplete. We'll have a stoppage here on that incompletion. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 5 for Carroll at the 32-yard line of Dickinson State. It's been all Carroll all afternoon long. The Saints 35, Dickinson State 7. 2-minute timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute on Consolidated Channel 18 and KDIX Dickinson.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
We absolutely love the neighborhood, but how are the schools?
Well, actually, I know firsthand that they're amazing.
Who knows who the 26th president is of the United States?
Ooh,
yes.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Correct.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
Engineering back at the studio at KDX. Trace Wells, what a job you've done again today. You and your great crew here. Appreciate that. Consolidated Channel 18 TV today. We have a minute and 53 left to go. 4th and 5 for Carroll. They're going to go for it here. Leading 35-7 at the DSU 32-yard line. They look out in the flat. They look across the middle. He scrambles up the field. He's got first down yardage as he breaks the tackle. And he'll go down to the 19-yard line. And I've got 30 first downs now for Carroll today in this football game. And that'll be a pickup on the play from the 32 to the 24. And that'll be an 8-yard pickup. It should be enough now for Carroll basically just to run the clock out here on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard with 90 seconds remaining to play. And they lead it 35-7. Let's see what they do here. Hopefully they don't throw it with a 28-point lead. Yep, there's just a handoff right side, and on the carry that time for Carroll College into the ball game, Jake Jeske. And Jeske will go for a pickup on the play from the 24 to the 20. That's a 4-yard pickup on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 for Carroll. Again, the ball spotted right at the 20. And again, Carroll just letting the clock run down now. they could probably take 2 snaps and take a knee and be out of here with a very, very impressive road win. Again, a non-divisional game. Again, the Hawks in their division play, well, Rocky Mount, MSU Northern. They'll play Montana Tech, Valley City State, and Dakota State and Mayville State. They go victory formation, and this will be the final snap of the ball game. So Carroll College goes to 2-1, number 25. Number 11, Dickinson State goes to 2-1. As Carroll College wins it today, the white-clad purple Carroll College Fighting Saints, we were just talking about 2013. I believe they won twice. We played Carroll that year. They won 48-3 and 49-0. Come in here today and win 35-7. So I think you could safely say in the last 3 meetings, although it's been over a 12-year span, Carroll College has Dickinson State's number. They have it today, and they win it 35-7 on the CHI. St. Alexius South scoreboard. Our post-game activities are up and coming shortly here. Dickinson State again falls on the CHI. St. Alexius South scoreboard 35-7. How long our break, Jimmy? 3 minutes? 3.5? 3-minute timeout here on Consolidated and KDIX.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at wccu.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Prevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Have you ever left home wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
to nothing. Then in the second quarter, the touchdown run coming from Ford as he scored from 8 yards out in the football game. The PAT kick was good by Berger, made it 21-0 at halftime. Then Carroll again have their lead cut to 21-7 as Marcus Sanders hit Samaj Clark for a 1-yard touchdown pass. The PAT kick was good by Nelson, and that made the score 21-7. With 2:46 left in the third quarter. Then a couple of touchdowns late in the fourth quarter. Holmes Again, on a wide receiver reverse, threw it to the quarterback, Hewitt, in the end zone for 6 yards. PAT kick, Berger good, 28-7. Final score coming at the 7:37 mark. Osha, the tight end, who had a big day today, hauled it in from Hewitt for 12 yards. A PAT kick by Berger good. That made it 35-7. And that was your final score on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Dickinson State falls 35-7. Let's look at some of the team numbers for you individually and team-wise. Dickinson State and Carroll College rushing today. Carroll 243 yards in the rushing department today, or makes that 241 yards in the rushing department today for Carroll. The 47 rushes for 241. Dickinson State in the football game, and the rushing ended up with no yards rushing. 18 carries for no yards for Dickinson State in the football game. Passing-wise, Carroll College combined 23 of 30, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, 1 thrown by Holmes, the wide receiver, and then 1 thrown by the quarterback, again, Hewitt today in the ball game. So that makes the total for Carroll, again, 23 of 30, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns for a total of 243 yards. In the ball game for Dickinson State, Sanders, 19 of 30, had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in the ball game, and he threw for a total in the contest of 136 yards. Carroll College today, 77 plays, 484 yards. Dickinson State, 48 plays, 136 yards in the football game for Dickinson State in total yards. So real domination, almost 3-1. In fact, it was over almost 4-1 for Carroll College in total yardage. Meanwhile, first downs for Carroll today, they had a total of 30 first downs. Boy, that's a lot. Dickinson State just 9 first downs. Turnovers, Carroll College had a total in the football game of 2. Lost a fumble, had an interception, and Dickinson State had a total of 2 interceptions in the football game for Dickinson State. Again, individual numbers, as we mentioned, Sanders 19 for 30, 136, a touchdown, 2 INTs. And again, Hewitt, 20 of 24. He was outstanding, 205. And Hewitt today rushing 13 carries for 68 yards. Boy, he put together a great day. Over just about 300 yards in total offense individually for the University of Montana transfer, Caden Hewitt today for Carroll College. Some other rushers, Minert, 13 carries for 92, and they got Gross, but it was not Gross, it was Ford, 14 carries for 45 yards. Dickinson State, Sanders, 8 carries, a minus 22, Rest 6 for 10, Wicker 2 for 9, Brown 2 for 3, and that adds up to 0 plus minus in the rushing department for a team for Dickinson State. Receiving for Dickinson State, Samaj Clark today, another good game for the talented wideout. 7 catches, 62 yards for a touchdown in the ball game. Some other receivers today for Dickinson State in the contest. Gage Gilbert had 3 catches for 13 yards and Wicker 2 for 16. The receiving for Carroll, Carson Osha, their talented all-conference tight end. He was a monster today. 9 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown in the ball game, and 6 catches for Vandenacre, 53 yards again in the ball game. And Hewitt Acost on that little reverse wide receiver reverse pass caught it for a touchdown. He had 1 catch, 6 yards, and a touchdown in the football game. Punting for Dickinson State today, Ty Nelson, 37 yards per punt. Hewitt, just 1 punt for Carroll. Dickinson punted 6 times. Carroll punted just once for 27 yards for Hewitt in the football game. And again, Dickinson State loses 35-7. And Jim, you got some defensive numbers. Let's take a look at that for you.
Well, for Carroll College, they were led by their talented linebacker, Brett Tomasini. He had 6 total tackles, including 1 for a loss. Also in the ball game, Braden Orlandi, he ended up with 5 total tackles in the contest, and in the ball game had 5 quarterback sacks, as Swearell led the way with 2 sacks for the Fighting Saints. For Dickinson State, they were led in the ball game by the linebacker Faircloth, playing in place of an injured Riley Waters, as Wyatt Faircloth, the freshman out of Alaska, had 7 total tackles, including 1 tackle for a loss. Ethan Hutchinson also had 7 tackles, and Jamin Medlock had 7 tackles in the ballgame. Dickinson State had just 1 quarterback sack, and that was by Dylan Dahlgren. But, Rod, one thing you can look at, Dickinson State ran 48 plays, Carroll College had 47 rushing attempts.
That's what I said, yeah.
So it's a one difference from their rushing attempt total to the total number of plays Dickinson State had. But it was just a ball game where it just went from bad to worse after that roughing the punter penalty on the initial drive by Carroll College, and then they were able to convert. Then the interception went in for a touchdown, and before you knew it, it was 14-0 about halfway through that first quarter, and it just didn't get any better for Dickinson State. So just a tough afternoon for the Blue Hawks. So the coaches will have a little time to sit down and try and make some corrections, because they've got a tough one next week going to Montana Western, and it'll be a long road trip out to Dillon to take on a very talented Bulldogs ball club next week. And
now that's a top 10 ball club.
Yep.
I think they're number 7 in the nation.
Yep, and so it's not going to get any easier for Dickinson State. So Coach Stanton and his crew are going to have to get to work tonight and tomorrow and look at some film and see what they can correct and get ready for a long trip out to Dillon, Montana next week. But just a tough afternoon all around for Dickinson State.
And again, you got to remember now, both teams 2-1. These are non-divisional games. The games when Dickinson State and Montana Western. Then after that, I think they head to Mayville. And then you got Mayville and Dakota State and Valley City State, and you got Rocky Mountain, you got MSU Northern again, and you got Montana Tech at the end of the year. So one game, especially now with two teams qualifying for the playoffs automatically, both division champions, and possibly 3, and maybe as many as 4 coming out of the Frontier Conference, who had 5 teams ranked in the top 25. The end is not upon Dickinson State. It was just that they were just outmanned a bit today by a very good Carroll College team, and the Carroll College takes the series lead, 25th meeting now. They have won 19. Dickinson State has won 6, and the last 3 actually in just about reality have been blowouts, 48-0, 49-3. Back in 2013 they played twice, and now 2025, 12 years later, they meet 35-7. And Jim put it well. I said, that's a big amount of margin. He said, that's a lot, and it is a lot when the Hawks play the Saints. So you can safely say Carroll has the Blue Hawks number, whether it's in Helena or whether it's in Dickinson, and they had it today with a very impressive showing, 35-7. Hey, our play of the game upcoming. Are you a Dickinson State alumni looking to give back to your alma mater or stay up to date on events taking place at DSU? Contact the Dickinson State Heritage Foundation. They provide scholarships for students, events for alumni throughout the year, and strive to be the premier support for the university's global learning environment. Interested in learning more? Please contact the team at the DSU Heritage Foundation, 701-483-2486, or visit dsuheritagefoundation.org. Hawks are up. And then, Jim, we talked a little bit. I said I'm going to go with play the game. Samaj Clark, that catch over the middle.
I'm gonna trump you.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Medenwald's interception.
Okay, that's good.
He made a heck of a play. Not taking anything away from Samaj Clark, but Medenwald just made an outstanding defensive play. It looked like Carroll was going to get another touchdown as they went over the top, and the pass was for Ackelson, and it looked like Ackelson was going to make the catch, but Medenwald was able to strip it, pull it in, roll over, and have the football, and initially called an incompletion, but they went to the review and looked it over and decided that Medenwald was able to hang on to it. So we're going to go with Rustin Medenwald with our play of the game for the DSU Heritage Foundation.
That's why we got 2 minds up here. One works better than the other.
Well, I don't know if it's 2 total, but
that was a good call. I forgot about that play, so that was a good call. So we'll come back with our player of the game, but thanks to the DSU Heritage Foundation, that's our play of the game. Tristan, let's make a 30-second break from our great friends at ND Pharmacy and back with our DSU player of the game for you in 30.
ND Pharmacy, your community health care pharmacy, is a family-owned and operated pharmacy offering personal attention and services you need and expect.
Go with Samaj Clark as our player of the game. He had a good game today. Not much offense for Dickinson State, but Clark made some plays, got some things done. 7 catches, 62 yards, had a 1-yard touchdown reception. So Samaj Clark is our ND Pharmacy player of the game. Well, we wrap up a busy week at the back. Thursday night, Dickinson Trinity. Friday night, Dickinson High. And, of course, this afternoon, Carroll College and Dickinson State. But, again, the Saints dominate today from start to finish and win over Dickinson State as the DSU cheerleading crew running crunchers out on the field for Dickinson State. Coach C.B. Schneider's got them running crunchers, and they're running it from the sideline to the hash mark, to the sideline, to the hash mark, to the far sideline and back. And with that thought in mind, we wrap it up again at the back. Your final score, Carroll College 35, Dickinson State University 7. For Jim Dow, for Tristan Sturr, for Trace Wells, for Consolidated, for KTIX, for all of our great sponsors, I'm Rod Kleinyan. Our next play-by-play broadcast, Jimmy will be up here next Friday night. Regional play now, the high school for Dickinson High, the Class AA getting into their regional part of the season. Dickinson High hosts Watford City on Friday night. I'll be at nationally ranked Montana Western, number 7 in the country next week as Dickinson State makes the longest trek of the year to Dillon, Montana on their schedule. We'll have the call for you at 1 o'clock next Saturday with the Bulldogs and the Blue Hawks from Dillon. But that's it for play-by-play this week. So long, everyone, from the Bijou Activity Center, where, again, your final, Carroll College 35, Dickinson State 7.